Welcome back to episode 257 of the Hockey Cards Gongshow podcast.
Oh, time.
Open, thought it was the prize, the card I'd been chasing, the grail in my eyes. But there it was, trapped in a sticky tomb, a top load of mess, yeah, sealing my doom. You took my dreams and wrapped them in a crime. With every pull, I'm cursing your design. Oh, Scotch tape devil, why'd you do me so wrong? Sticking up my hobby where you don't belong. Lazy hands and residue, it's a collector's hell. You're the Scotch tape devil, and I can always tell. You had one job, keep it safe on the ride, but now my fingers stick and I'm losing my pride. That residue's forever, it won't go away. You cheapen the craft in a lazy display. The painter's tape is king, it's smooth and clean, but you're the Scotch tape fiend, ruining the dream. Oh, Scotch tape devil, why'd you do me so wrong? Sticking up my hobby where you don't belong. Lazy hands and residue, it's a collector's hell. You're the Scotch tape devil, and I can always tell. Each pull of the tape, it rips at my soul. Why'd you choose this path? It's out of control. My precious card, my mint-grade prize. You sealed it with sorrow, and I paid the price.
That was
All right.
great.
That was
Pretty
good.
good.
Yeah.
Scotch,
Very accurate.
Scotch tape jerks.
Who are
Scotch
these
tape
people?
devil.
Who are these Scott? They probably don't eat bacon. They probably press the little man button across the road. Yeah,
P sitting down.
absolutely. Hey, don't take my
Mm.
joke.
All right, boys, how's it going? Louis,
Going.
how are you, bud?
I'm good. Hey, so I know there's 1,000 people that probably know this, but for those of you that don't,
What?
I am so happy with my monster like 5,000 count boxes and any other boxes I have cards in. Now that I put duct tape on the bottom of the box, when you take out a stack of cards to look at, the other ones don't slide. They stay in place. It's
Interesting.
amazing.
It's got
Even
grit.
Yeah, if
Grit.
you got to go
Yeah.
to the middle and you grab some and bring them to the front and take some out, the back ones don't slide one way and they're doing this crap, and you're like, God damn it, they're not in order anymore and all that. Love duct tape now.
Louis hack. Yeah.
Mm.
Canadian invention.
Great.
I feel a love song coming on.
Duct tape
Wait,
love.
no, love song with painter's tape. Come on, painter's tape is the true love.
Why?
You think painter's tape is better on the bottom of your 5,000 count boxes than the duct tape? That's not.
Oh no! Well, we're talking. No, overall. Would you rather duct tape or painter's tape? For
I don't know if we're prepared to rate tape today, Phil.
okay, all right.
What are you doing, Phil? Well, we talk every 15 minutes, so it's always kind of weird in these.
Yeah,
Hobby, Phil.
no,
What's going on in your life?
well, I had an apple since I last talked to you,
Ooh.
and I turned on my lights, so my eyes are squinty. No, I'm not elevated. I wish I was. And yeah, not too much going on today. I went picked up a couple of synergy boxes for Friday nights with Phil at 9 p.m. on Friday nights on YouTube. And
Never
I
heard
guess
of
I don't
it.
have to say 9 p.m. twice. And yeah, it's lots of fun. I bought a Looney Tunes box. Really excited to open that. Fleer Retro, Josh's favorite.
Really?
Yeah. I want
You got a skater hat on. Are you a skateboarder?
DC's not well, I guess it could be. No, it's just an old hat from Sats, like 20 years old, brother.
It is the skater hat. It's a skate brand.
Is it? Yeah. Okay. I
100%,
don't
yeah.
know. Well, here, I'll take it off. I'm not a skater boy.
No, you can take it off.
You want to put it on?
Oh,
Okay.
it looks good. Yeah.
Okay. I like big brim hats.
Yeah, me too.
Mhm.
Okay. Should we get into the show? The big
Sure.
Before we do, though, a reminder: the show you're watching or listening, is a Patreon podcast. That means we rely on the support of listeners like yourself to help us cover our show expenses, produce more and hopefully better hockey card content, and then fund initiatives, even in a small way, to grow the hobby. You can support us for as little as $5 US a month. Join out of $2.99, support level tier. You also get exclusive access to our Discord server, some insider participation in the show. We do challenges like 5K challenge, fantasy hockey, a bunch of other fun stuff in Discord as well. Very easy to support us. Go to our website, hockeycardsgongshow.com, click on the Become a Patron link at the top of the page, or go to Patreon directly, patreon.com, search for Hockey Cards Gongshow. You can click on the link in the show description if you're watching us on YouTube or listening on a podcast app, or in our Instagram and TikTok profile. There's our link tree with the links there as well. So we have 2 new patrons since our last show. Both awesome. Thank you for their support. Lemmy, though, is from Latvia.
Ooh.
He's joined as a Gong Show partner. He's a breaker. Does some breaks on Facebook, which is kind of awesome.
Nice.
And you should go check him out. It's OK Breaks Hockey on his Facebook group. He says that he has a lot of times better prices than in North America and can ship anywhere. And I just think it's cool to see the hobby growing outside of USA, America,
Yeah.
Canada. So, and I went and joined Lemmy's Facebook group and checked it out. And yeah, looks pretty cool.
Canada's got a big presence. Our military has a big presence in Latvia. And my buddy George converted to Latvian Orthodox. Yeah.
Oh, really?
Mm-hmm.
It's a fun fact. Nobody cares. Good for George. Happy for you.
Yeah.
Nobody else cares. So, okay. And then Buy Awesome also joined at $2.99 there's as well. So, Buy Awesome.
So.
Oh, thank you.
Oh,
guys.
I get it.
Really,
I
really
was
appreciate
like,
it. Yeah. All right, Baba Louie.
Yes, sir.
Get that game plan rolling.
It is time to roll with the game plan. Maybe. First, we'll start with get to know your Hall of Famers. Then it's off to 24-25 Series 1 Young Gun Parallels Analysis. Then hobby news. And we'll unpack the CDD, the Certified Diamond Dealer Conference with Johnny Amendola from Mintink. And after that, we go into Fantasy Weekly Preview. Then it's personal pickups. And that's it, folks.
All right.
Are we doing a deep dive today?
Yeah.
It's in hobby news, brother.
Did
hobby news.
Blast from the Past win?
We'll see. It's not.
Oh, come on.
It's not hobby news technically, but that's okay.
Okay.
Here we go. All right. Get to know your Hall of Famers. We are on, I think, the 24th now Hall of Fame player, I believe. 24th or 25th, I can't remember. But in this series, we're taking a look at the life, hockey career, and hobby market for every single Hall of Famer, starting at the very beginning with the inaugural Hall of Fame class of 1945. We're in the 3rd class now, where 9 players were inducted in 1950. We've profiled 6 of the 9, so we're on the 7th today. And that player is, well, Troy's not here. I need somebody to, Phil, drum roll. Thank you. George Richardson. Don't be a Richardson, Phil.
I wonder if he's related to Colin Robinson.
Why?
What does that mean?
Well, you don't know who Colin Robinson is? Well, the right people know.
No.
The right people know.
What?
Yeah, thank you, Louis. Okay, so for George, we're going to do a quick bio. We're going to state the case why you should care about him, and then take a quick look at his hobby market. Sound good, Louis? You on board?
Let's go.
All right. George Taylor Richardson lived from 1886 until 1916. He was born in Kingston, Ontario, and passed away in Wolvergem, I think, Belgium. Now, should we pause for you to say something you're going to regret 15 seconds later, Phil?
Yeah?
Okay.
That wasn't real Phil. That was fake Phil.
It's not- Louis, did that sound like real? It sounded like real Phil to
Sounded
me.
great. Sounded like Phil to me.
Okay. Richardson's hockey career lasted from 1902 to 1912. He played for Queen's University Golden Gales from 1903 to 1906. Were you a fan of Queen's University, Phil? Big fan?
It's a very prestigious university here in Ontario.
It's prestigious.
Whatever. Advertisement boy, get out of here. It's advertisement.
Richardson had a distinguished collegiate career at Queen's. During the 1903 North American Collegiate Championship, he scored 5 times against both Princeton and Yale. So it looks like a little USA-Canada thing going on there.
It's quite the picture there, boys. Hey, look at that.
Yeah, look at that.
That is awesome. Yeah.
You got one of those hats. You need like a hat like the guy on our left there, Phil. Really
Oh,
cool.
I want one. Yeah, they call it a bowler's
hat. Yeah. Richardson's college team would also challenge the Ottawa Hockey Club for the 1906 Stanley Cup. They'd end up losing both games to the Silver Sevens of Ottawa, but Richardson would score in both games. Now, he had played for juniors after graduation, would win the 1909 Allen Cup, which is given to the top Canadian amateur team, still even today. He would then, he would never pursue a professional hockey career as his family was loaded. He was rich, and he didn't need the money. So, good for him in that regard. But just like Scotty Davidson, our last Hall of Famer we profiled, George Richardson joined the Canadian Expeditionary Force in September 14 as Canada got into World War I. And by February of 1915, he was fighting on the Western Front. He would end up being promoted. This is crazy. Like, if I had more time, I would have done a deep dive on this one tidbit alone. So he got promoted to captain as a result of being the lone survivor of his battalion during a battle in Belgium. So I spent way too much time already looking up how many soldiers were in a battalion in the Canadian Expeditionary Infantry Force in World War I, and it said 1,000. Part of it is like, so he was the lone survivor out of 1,000-ish troops.
Is that 1,000 to 1 odds?
Oh, well, it's not a math show, Louis, but way to go. You get the. That's crazy if true. Now, as a captain, he used his wealth and, of course, own money to buy his soldiers boots and gas masks. So that's kind of nice of him. Unfortunately, though, George Richardson was killed in action on February 9th, 1916, at the age of 29 years old in Belgium.
And he was a captain, too, eh? Mm-hmm.
Does he look older than 29?
Yeah, he looks 45.
Yeah.
They grew quicker. They got older quicker back then.
Yeah, I believe that. Now, why should you care about George Richardson? Aside from the completely creepy photo, but this is the only other one.
Yeah.
Was he a serial killer? I don't know. Richardson demonstrated exceptional skill and leadership on the ice during his career. He was renowned for speed, stick handling, and scoring ability, which helped elevate the level of play in Canadian amateur hockey during his time. Richardson captained Queen's College to win the Allen Cup in 1909, which was and still is awarded to the best amateur hockey team in Canada. His leadership and skill contributed significantly to his team's success and helped solidify the Allen Cup's prestige in Canadian hockey. Richardson was a prominent advocate for the development of amateur hockey in Canada. His commitment to the sport went beyond playing. He supported the growth of hockey at a grassroots and university levels, helping lay the foundation for Canada's deep connection with the game. In his honor, the George Richardson Memorial Trophy was established and awarded to the Eastern Canadian Junior Hockey Champions from 1932 and 1972. I wonder why, when they stop awarding a trophy.
To get fresh names in, right? Isn't there talk in the NHL maybe. Now? Yeah, they want names that the new generations can associate with. But then that's a double-edged sword. Then you forget about history. But as a society, we like to forget about history. It's cool now, so
yeah.
Now, looking at George Richardson's hobby market, because he remained an amateur throughout his brief career in life, he was not featured in any of the first 3 hockey sets, the 1910 C56, 1911 C55, or 1912 C57. But of course, though, he does have one card that's in Phil's most favorite of all sets, the 1985 Cardophilium
It's
Hall of Fame set.
your favorite set.
High sale is a PSA 9. It's over $25 whole US in February of 2023. So George Richardson, yet another Canadian hockey player, lost way too young to World War I, but honored in the Hockey Hall of Fame.
As he
Wonder
should.
he had his a very well-off family. I thought, I could be wrong, that if you came from a little bit of money, you could kind of get out of having to go to World War One, or especially World War One. But maybe he wanted to go, right? Fight for his country, fight for liberty.
Oh yeah, like there. I don't know what it was like in Canada, but I assume very similar. In World War II, especially here, if you ran to sign up for the draft, or not the draft, but just to volunteer,
Mhm.
and like there was a high suicide rate for people that couldn't get the medical clearance to go fight, which is crazy. Where people-
Really? Wow.
Mhm.
But like now that we're older, we seem to know better, right? Like my girlfriend in
know.
high school was always like, "I'll shoot you in the leg so you can't go to war," you know. But me and all my friends were like, "Oh, I'll sign up," and like just bravado nonsense. Now that we're older, I'd be like, "I'm not fighting some bad leader's war," right? Like,
Yeah. Well, in America here, we call that generation the greatest generation. They call that same in
okay,
Canada, or no?
interesting. Oh, I wonder if we say that here.
I mean, I'm sure there's very similar qualities between.
Yeah, yeah. I would hope
Okay.
so. Okay, yeah.
I would assume. We're gonna move on now. We're gonna get really nerdy,
Ooh,
like super nerdy here on the Hockey Cards Gongshow podcast. You like my hat, Phil?
yeah. Nerds are the best. Dorks aren't cool, but nerds are great. Nerds are great.
All right, Louis, get a pen and paper to take notes. Phil,
Yeah.
empty your drool cup. We need to focus on this one. All right. It all started way back on last show during our mailbag segment when longtime show listener and a friend of ours, Stells 20, asked this very good question. He said, "Can you look back into the ratio of Young Guns based, Outburst, Deluxe, etc., looking at last year's?" So challenge accepted, Stells. We did that. And by last year's, I really hope he meant 2024-25 Series 1, because that's what I did.
He probably did.
And yeah, probably did. Here, but here's the madness to my method. So I picked the 4 most popular Young Guns chases from the most recent Series 1 release back last fall. We have Shimmy Shakes, Lane Hutson, Logan Stankoven, Cutter Gauthier, and will he ever actually play Jesper Wallstedt? For each player, we're going to quickly review their current Young Guns values for their base, Young Guns, all the parallels, and then look at the current value multipliers from the base to see maybe where some good deals are, and to see what the relationship is between like the silver outburst and the
Okay.
clear cut and all the prices, so on and so forth.
It's a good exercise.
Mhm.
It's a good
Yeah.
exercise. Yeah.
Exercise the mind, Phil. Once we get through each player, we'll do some analysis on what most recent Young Gun on this most recent Young Guns crop and what it tells us and which parallels, are good buys. So, Phil,
Yeah. What?
are we clear on this?
Yeah, I don't have any questions.
Okay, good. Now, I want to do one caveat too. What I mean by like value buys and good deals is not like, I'm not saying like buy this card because it's going to go up 80% in the next 3 months. It's just, in relationship to the other cards as a collector, what might be a good value. Okay, we're going to start off with Shimmy Shakes, Lane Hutson. Now, first thing right off the bat here that stands out is his base Young Guns is still way north of $100 US. And this surprised me. I didn't think it would still be like the average of the last 5 sales is $118 US for a raw base Young Gun. That surprised you guys?
No, it's Montreal.
Okay.
I think I'm surprised that you're surprised. That's what I'm more.
Well, no, I'm surprised that you're surprised and I'm surprised.
That is silly. You can't do that.
Can't double stamp a triple stamp, Lloyd.
Yeah, you can't triple stamp a double stamp, Lloyd. You can't triple stamp a double stamp. Samsonite. I was way off.
Then for each of these guys, if you're watching on YouTube, we have sort of their last 5 sales averages and multipliers going down all the parallels. So with Outburst Silver, deluxe out of 250, clear cut, exclusives out of 100, outburst red out of 25, high gloss out of 10, and then of course the gold outburst 101. And then we give that value multiplier that's based off of the base card value. So it stands out to me in looking at the data regarding Lane Hutson is his Outburst Silver, Deluxe 250, and Clear Cut are basically all within $150 value of each other and have very similar multipliers. So it's about 2.97 times his base price for an Outburst Silver, 4.4 times for Deluxe, and 4.5 times for Clear Cut. And when you kind of crunch the numbers, probably the best current value for a Lane Hutson Young Guns is his exclusives, which is averaged about 794 raw, which is about 6.3 times over his base. Because what you'll see when we look at other players whose base values are a lot lower, that the multiplier between base and exclusives is typically in the 10 to 20 times range.
Look at the exclusives and the high gloss is bang on. I've always said a high gloss should be a 10x exclusive, and look at that. It's a 10x.
No,
No,
it's like 3 times. It's 3x. But
you think you got it at 20? Hold on, let me freeze this.
Carry the forward number. So his exclusive sells for about 794. His high gloss 2100. So 2100 is 3 times.
16.96. Never mind.
Never mind.
Guy math.
Empty out that drool cup again, Phil. Okay. So lastly, it's not hard to gravitate your attention to the huge 13,500 US sale for his gold outburst 101s. These are always going to be outliers. It's hard to judge any value of. It just takes one, very crazy person, we'll call it, to pay that kind of money. It's cowboy country, let's call it, for that. And so I don't know. I think a lot of this, the real insight comes in when you kind of compare all 4 of them. But given this is sort of the first player we looked at, is there anything that stands out to either of you guys and looking at how the parallel values relate to his base Young Guns?
Yeah, the high gloss is I see it's not 60. I see that now. So and I have my contacts and that's brutal, but I just made the monitor bigger.
Yeah.
The exclusive or the outburst reds are a smidgen higher than a high gloss, and the outburst reds for the good listener out of 25, they are a nicer card, I think, with the red. It's just I would still rather a high gloss. I would still rather a high gloss card for my ego to be stroked, because there's only 9 other ones of that, right?
Yeah, and I think what that means is that person that bought the high gloss, based on how things have shaken out so far, probably got a good value on that.
Yeah, you're right. We're only looking at one player right now. Maybe I would think that should be different.
All right, well, we'll move on to player 2, Logan Stankoven. Now, what you're going to see right off the bat is he has a much lower base Young Guns value, and how that affects the multipliers for some of the more rarer parallels. Stankoven's Young Gun base value over the last 5 sales is $17.81 US. It's actually the second highest current value for a Series 1 Young Gun, but a huge departure from the 118 US average that Lane Hutson is selling for. Now, the best current value for Stankoven is probably the Clear Cut. If you can continue to get in around the $170 range, as it offers a 9.62 multiplier over his base with a pretty nominal investment, right? Anything under $200 is pretty nominal, and you're getting a fairly high multiplier over his base at that level.
Yeah, that's some people just don't like that type of technology, clear cut, right? So they might just be happy with an outburst silver of their player.
Sure. Hasn't been any sales high gloss or the gold outburst 101 yet. Okay, so the third highest Young Gun values belongs to Flyers legend Cutter Gauthier. Gauthier's Young Guns base raw is currently selling for about $8.75 US based on the average last 5 sales. And again, here we're going to see a lot higher multipliers for his Young Guns parallels. What does that mean? It means that there's not enough collector confidence in him to justify a higher, value to pump up the Young Guns base, right? Where you see that with Shimmy Shakes. His lone high gloss out of 10 is at 220 times
Yeah,
what it sold for
that's big.
the base Young Guns, right? So you look at this person probably overpaid a little bit for that based on comparing it to Stankoven, but we'll
They
see down
wanted
the
it.
road.
As a high gloss collector, so I bought a Shane Pinto high gloss for like $280. And I know somebody else who has two Shane Pinto high glosses and they paid close to 2,000 each. Listen, don't make fun of it. I'm just using a player, but the prices, it can get crazy, right? It's how bad do you want that player? So there's got to be a Gauthier out there, big fan to pay $2K for an out of 10 card. And I would. If I was a Cutter Gauthier guy, I'd pay $2,000 for his high gloss.
Now here's another
hold
case.
on. Hold on. You would go and spend $2,000 on a high gloss, knowing his base Young Guns only not even $10.
Yes, if I want it. If I'm in that fill mindset where I want the card.
Night fill, not morning fill. That hates night fill.
That would be afternoon fill. I
Oh.
think. Yeah. Afternoon
How many fills are there?
There's a few. Yeah, I wear many hats during the day. Josh, you guys know that. Yeah, I would, Louis. I would. I'm that much of a cowboy, and I think there's a lot of me out there. There's a lot more not me out there, but there's guys out there that do nutty things, and $2,000 for a high gloss card, I don't think is that crazy.
Okay, fair enough.
Now he does have an outburst gold sale. That's 473 times as
Yeah, that's just ridiculous.
Base at 4,138. So there you go. There now the value for Gauthier based on the values of the parallels and the relationship to base is again probably goes back to the exclusives out of 100. For $420, you get a 48 times multiplier over his base Young Guns value. That's a good use of capital.
In my head, it's always been $20 base Young Guns, so that's $200 for the exclusive, and 2,000 max for his high gloss. But you always try to get it under, right? So 10-10. That's how I always do it in my head.
Then we're gonna round it out. I'd look at the fourth and final player, Jesper Wallstedt. Current Young Guns base value raw is about $6.32 US. Average of the last 5 sales. Here's where we're seeing the lowest of the top 4 base Young Guns values and the weakest. Overall multipliers to be as an indication that there's very little hype, that the hobby hasn't bought into the fact yet that Wallstedt is a potential number 1 goalie, right? Yeah, Phil?
I just checked eBay on the Google machine, and the Outburst Gold is for $5,000 for sale, has not sold.
Yeah.
Okay,
that's that craziness. I think at just over $40, the Outburst Silver is probably a good value for Jesper Wallstedt, right? If you're, that's pretty cheap. 6.474 multiplier over his base. But again, the best value right now is probably the Outburst Red out of 25 if you want to gamble a little bit. So for a little more than $300, you can get the Outburst Red. That's 51 times the multiplier over the base right now.
And there's one for sale on eBay for $6.99 without a buy it now offer. So if you're a Jesper guy, there's one on eBay.
Probably don't want to buy that one.
Don't buy that one.
Yeah. All right. So now let's put them all together. And I think this is where and I actually had ChatGPT run like financial analysis over this, which is kind of funny. And it did a pretty good job. Number one, it's a very small sample size. We only looked at 4 players. You don't draw any like ironclad conclusions here. Do your own research, of course. But maybe and hopefully I've given you a good head start if you really want to try to find I look at this, like, how do you find the best values for any of these players? Like, which card right now, based on how it's selling, is a good value in relationship to the others? And it seems that the analysis that I was getting from the robots kept coming back to the exclusives out of 100.
Yes, good.
That is kind of, a good spot to focus if you don't want to just play in the base Young Guns, which we know has super high populations, not a lot of rarity. You have to be able to afford a little bit more of an expensive card, but it offers a significant value multiplier, like typically in the 20 to 50% times the base Young Guns, but at a much more affordable price. And when you get into the Helper's Red, High Gloss, or of course the 101. So
Can you guys get behind the deluxe? I really thought that would be a card I'd be all over, but I just can't do it. Deluxe might be good if you're prospecting and you don't want to go too deep. You buy like 10 Young Guns, 5 deluxes, and skip out on the exclusives, right? The good way to hedge your bets there, maybe.
I'm a little surprised after 3 releases under this new configuration with these new parallels that I guess I would have probably guessed that the deluxe would be more valuable than a clear cut.
Yeah, I would
clearly
agree.
not.
Yeah. I'm over clear. I used to love clear cut, but once I got my hands on the acetate Young Guns, I'm like, later.
There's
I'm
no
not
comparison.
I agree.
Yeah. And that's what I don't know what word to use. Okay.
So
That's
I don't know.
cool.
Hopefully everyone found this useful. I don't know if it's too nerdy.
No, it's good. It's good.
Interesting to see kind of how everything shakes out.
You should
But,
post
yeah,
this.
We will.
Did you post this on Instagram? Because it's a
No,
good tool
we'll
for
post
people
it
to use.
here.
Yeah, we should charge them to use it. $10 and you have to send Phil a card.
Dan Heatley card.
Yeah, I know. I just realized what I was doing. Yeah, no, don't send me cards.
All right. Slapsharks, Gongshow partner sponsor. We want to thank them for their support of our show. The current Slapsharks weekly eBay auction is live, ends tonight. Just about 3,000 cards to choose from this week, guys.
Yeah.
There's some bangers waiting to hop into your PC. Like a crazy amount of nice Patrick Waugh cards this week. So head to slapsharks.com to get your bids in. And if you're Canadian and are not currently using Slapsharks to help you sell your cards on eBay, then you're just making life hard on yourself. Why do all the work yourself only to list your cards or to not list your cards in one of the most popular weekly auctions? That makes no sense, Phil.
None.
Let Slapsharks do it for you. Then benefit from your cards being listed in Slapshark's hugely popular auction. So for complete consignment info, including payout rates, to get the process started today, head to slapsharks.com.
Hobby news.
Gramata apotoprovami.
Whoa.
Oh.
What was
That was
that?
good, eh?
Wow.
Yes. I love it.
It's good.
What was it?
I
you
can't
make it
tell
up?
you. You'll have
What
to figure
was
it out.
it?
I'll do it again next week.
Did you just make it up, or is that something you actually learned?
I wish I could make that up. If I'm bilingual, so see if you can figure it out.
There you know.
Buy something.
No,
Okay. Louis, you got the first story in Hobby News.
I do. Here it comes, everybody. April 5th, 2025. 2025 Upper Deck National Hockey Card Day sees the Hobby Shop promotion return for a 16th year. The concept is easy. Head to a participating card store on April 5th and get a free pack of cards.
Yeah.
The promo set's broken down into 3 main sections. It's got Hockey Superstars, Prominent Rookies, and Legends on Ice. There's a couple insert sets that return. We got Victory Black Rookies that offer another shot at top first-year players, while mascots give the NHL's most famous cheerleaders some love. Then there are some rare autographs, also randomly included in packs from in the form of player autographs and additional signature series cards. So while 2025 Upper Deck National Hockey Card Day packs are free, there is a bonus Rookie Moments bonus card that's available for those making a $10 purchase. All participating 2025 National Hockey Card Day shops are part of the Card Makers Certified Diamond Dealers Network.
No shade with this question, but I'm just curious. Do you guys think that this is like, it must, because they keep doing it, that it works? Like it gets people into shops and maybe gets kids excited about hockey cards?
What? I mean, I'd rather.
I don't know. I was just asking. I have no reason to say it wouldn't. I'm not negative on it. I like it.
Yeah, whatever gets people in the stores to spend their money. I'd rather an Upper Deck T-shirt than a free pack of cards.
Oh, really?
Wow, I mean, come on. We know what kind of cards we've gotten. Free packs of cards before. What'd you get?
There's Betsy last year, wasn't there? Everyone's going.
Was there?
That's
I don't know.
think so.
I'd rather a T-shirt. It's a gift that keeps on giving, like the Cookie a Month Club. You know,
It's fun. Gets people into the store that want them, and the great.
No, it's a
thing
good
for the
thing. It's a
kids.
good thing,
Yeah.
And hopefully people buy like a hobby box or something like that. I would
Mhm.
assume that that's the idea. So, all right, good job, Lee. Well, Phil, remember when you were just getting into Synergy? Yeah.
Yeah.
Um,
What is this?
what was your favorite Synergy collector moment, Phil? Because Grant at GP announced today on his YouTube video when he opened a
Yeah.
couple boxes that Synergy, according to info he got at the Certified Diamond Dealer Conference last week, that 2024-25 Synergy will be the last scheduled release going forward.
I bought 2 boxes today. Well, that's a
I
lie. I
know.
bought 1 box today, and another was donated by the beautiful guys at Out of the Box in Bell's Corners in Ottawa. But so this is I'm you know what? Maybe I won't open my box then. It'll be a collector's item in 180
Maybe.
years.
Mhm.
Yeah, so if anyone had that Gavin McKenna Synergy numbered base dream, that's probably died at this point. Doesn't look like it's going to happen. And I know there are Synergy fans out there, so it's probably not the best news for them. And I guess my hope is if you're going to eliminate a product, that maybe they introduce something. Okay, so would you rather have them just have less products, or
Yes.
you think that's better, or
Yeah.
try something different?
They don't have to fill it in, but I think a boardroom would want to fill it in, right? Like
Probably.
maximize the profits.
Yeah, probably.
Hmm.
I'd have gotten rid
Now-
of something else, but
And it's kind of wild. On our last show, we were just talking about this, right? It was like, well, it must be doing well if it
Yeah,
keeps it around,
yeah.
right?
The Nigerian prince still hasn't been saved. He's still sending the emails. It's got to be working, right? So
And I know some people at Upper Deck were big proponents of the product, so I'm sure they gave it every chance to be successful. Now, given that the word is going to get out that this is kind of it's rest in peace, Synergy.
yeah.
Do you think that will help sales
No,
of this or hurt it?
nothing.
I was going to say I don't think it'll change.
Yeah, put the people that but
I mean, unless there's your your hardcore Synergy people,
Yeah.
that'll uptick it a little bit, but
we the over or the
Really?
under on $100 boxes at Expo in April. The
Oh,
over, or
probably
the
way
under?
under.
I'm gonna go on the under. I'll take the under on that, Bob.
So I guess so long Synergy, and should probably do a moment of silence, right?
You want to hold it like a little baby?
Well, you are, it looks like, in the clergy. So do you want to maybe say a few words, give the eulogy to Synergy?
Well, if I'm in the
before-
clergy, I would say, see you later. Me and the Synergy box are going home to pray, but we're not. It's okay. Friday will be good. Friday will be good. We'll open a box. And I watched some of Grant's breaks with Synergy. He's not very opinionative, but he was today. He
really?
apologized. I'm really sorry, guys. I'm really sorry about that.
Why? What was it? The QC or?
I just think everyone's a little confused on what the big hit is, and
Yeah, the whole base card thing we talked about. It's a little.
yeah, it's just
right.
I could tell people in the chat, poor Grant, but people in the chat just wanted it to finish up,
It's time for another exciting round of Hobby Deep Dive Sets Edition, where we present you, the hobby community and followers of our show, with 4 fantastic options via one of our world famous hobby polls on Instagram. There it is. It's a lot of work actually to lug this poll back and forth to Instagram, though.
Yeah, I know you make me do it.
but we did it. Now, before we get into this week's choices, here's a very quick look at sets that we've already covered in Hobby Deep Dive. I'm not going to go through all of them, but the last couple were like we did StarQuest 8 shows ago, and then we did the Cup the Show and Young Guns Acetate from 2015-16, the first Seismic Golds, and so on and so forth. We never repeat. And this week we presented these 4 new options for sets to learn more about and go deep on. So here are your 4 choices. 1998 O-Pee-Chee Chrome Blast from the Past, because we always got to do it, because it always loses.
Mm-hmm.
Then 2012 Fleer Retro Playmakers Theater. A little self-serving to me, because I've been kind of into it, and I wanted to learn more about
They're
it.
all self-serving to you. You pick all the sets. All right, go ahead.
What's your point?
Anyway.
He's not
Then
wrong.
2000 Pacific Vanguard Holographics, and then 2008 Essential Credentials. Well, the hobby has voted.
Yeah.
And
The
here
hobby
are
felt
the results.
sorry.
Yeah, hobby
That's
felt sorry.
all it is.
I'll take your
So-
sympathy votes. I don't care.
43% of the vote. 98 O-Pee-Chee Chrome Blast from the Past takes the W, followed by 08 Essential Credentials at 30%, 2000 Pacific Vanguard holographic at 14%, and then my lovely Flair Retro Playmakers Theater at only 13%, which of course makes this week's Hobby Deep Dive very, very special. On this show, does anyone see pigs flying?
Yeah.
Pigs on the wing?
Pigs flying. You know that whole reference, right? With the Pink Floyd, right? When pigs fly.
Yes. That's why I said pigs on the wing.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Now, so Phil, are you emotional? Do we need to take another break? You want to like heave cry for 10, 15 minutes?
No, I'm really excited. This is great. I want people to know about this set. This is a beautiful, beautiful set.
Well, good. You should let the hobby know how you're feeling. You know, let it all out. It's a safe space. Nobody's watching. You're with friends.
I'm glowing, boys.
Louis, hit record.
Got it.
It's a big day, and I'm excited to deep dive 1998 O-Pee-Chee Chrome Blast from the past. First thing we should know, though, let's get right into it, is that, and Phil didn't even know this until
how
like.
did I keep talking? I'll fix this.
All right. Need to know that 1998 O-Pee-Chee Chrome is a top set. It's not an Upper Deck set. It's not even an O-Pee-Chee set. It was produced by Topps, which owned O-Pee-Chee. Remember that, Phil, when you like learned that like a couple days ago?
Yeah.
Okay.
You know how many things I learn and forget? Too many. I rewatched the same movie 10 times. It's always new.
Now, it's also a bit of a unicorn release in that 1998 is the only year that Topps produced O-Pee-Chee Chrome. And it's not that they couldn't have made more, because Upper Deck wouldn't acquire the O-Pee-Chee brand from Topps until 2007, after O-Pee-Chee was left dormant when Topps stopped making hockey cards after 2004, 2005. What makes this set even more of a unicorn and leads us into the Blast from the Past cards, which is what we're here to learn more about today, is that when Upper Deck acquired the O-Pee-Chee brand, they were not able to acquire the rights to the vintage card designs. That's why all the retro sets don't reference any, they're all sort of new designed retro looking cards. So today, there's really, what that means, there's no legal way to produce a chromium card that it has the designs from our favorite vintage cards, which is, I think, a big part of why these Blast from the Past cards are so treasured and chased. Okay, so the Blast from the Past set in 1998 O-Pee-Chee Chrome, of course, is a hockey insert set. The base from Blast from the Past includes 10 players. Each of the cards is chromium reprint or tribute card to the respective players' O-Pee-Chee or Topps rookie cards, with one exception that we'll get into in a second. These are the 10 players on the checklist. So there's Wayne Gretzky, whose card is the 1979 design, Mark Messier and Ray Bourque, 1980, Patrick Waugh, his 1986 rookie, Grant Fuhrer, his 1982 rookie, Brett Hull, 1989, Gordie Howe, 1954, this is the one that's not a rookie, but it is the first Topps card for Howe. So remember, Gordie Howe's rookie is only a Parkhurst. And then Stan Mikita from 1960, Bobby Hull from 1958, and Phil Esposito from 1965. Now, the base Blast from the Past in O-Pee-Chee Chrome were inserted in every 28 packs. But there's only 24 packs in a hobby box. So you had about an 86% chance of getting a Blast from the Past card if you open an O-Pee-Chee Chrome hobby box. Now, does that play out? You've opened a number of these, Phil. Does that sound right to you?
I've had better luck. My last 3 boxes, I've had a Blast from the Past, and I got a refractor Blast from the Past. So I have 4 boxes left. I don't know if I should open them. They're all from different people, though. I never got 2 boxes from the same person.
Now, one thing that's kind of odd or interesting about the set is, even though the product is 1998 O-Pee-Chee Chrome, the cards that had the brand name originally printed on the front, like the Patrick Waugh, that's the card that I wanted to show, Louis. The Patrick Waugh. You're on mute, bud.
I didn't know where that one went. I didn't see the picture. So all I have is the graded one in here.
Okay. You want to maybe fast forward to that real quick? We'll do a little bit on-air production meeting, because I think it is important. Okay, here. So, and you'll see a lot of confusion when you are researching comps or trying to find these for sale, a lot of times they're listed as 1998 Topps Chrome because it shows, like in the case of Patrick Waugh, and I think with a couple of the other guys, the Topps version of their cards. But it's really the set is O-Pee-Chee Chrome. Now, when you were getting into the set, Phil, did that trip you up at first at all? Did you think there was two sets?
It gets even more confusing for that because Topps.
Yeah, we'll get into that. Yep.
Well, then, yeah, so it's even more confusing.
Yeah, it gets more confusing. But and so my recommendation is if you look at these cards and you like them, don't search O-Pee-Chee, don't search Top, just search 1998 Blast from the Past. Yeah. And that'll get you people that either labeled the card Topps or O-Pee-Chee, but we know the correct labeling is O-Pee-Chee Chrome.
You could be bold and put Patrick Waugh Refractor and just and rifle through the things there.
Because there is no 1998 Topps Chrome hockey set, of course. Now, to make things, to fill your point, even a tad more confusing, is there was a 1998 Topps hockey set. It was a paper product.
Yeah.
And it does include a Blast from the Past insert, but it was a paper insert. It's the same checklist, too, as an O-Pee-Chee Chrome, the same designs. The key difference, of course, is that the cards are chrome and chromium in O-Pee-Chee Chrome, and they're paper in 1998 Topps. But one little cool wrinkle that the top set did offer is that 4 of the cards have an autographed parallel. So for Gordie Howe, Stan Mikita, Bobby Hull, and Phil Esposito, you could have gotten the autoed parallel. We're showing a Gordie Howe BGS 9.510 that is autographed that sold for $900 US in October 2022, which is the highest sale to date for one of these auto parallel cards.
Oh, what about that?
Yeah, what do you guys think about that price?
Yeah, no kidding. I'm all over that. I think people just don't know. Here, that's it. Pause the show. No more Blast from the Past. I need to get. I've never even seen an auto refractor in hand. Never even seen one for sale. Nothing.
Well, this is not a refractor. This is paper.
I apologize. Sorry. Any Blast from the Past auto
autograph
out of those 4, I've never seen.
Yeah, and it's just Gordie Howe, Stan Mikita, Bobby Hull, and Phil Esposito. So there's no Gretzky or Patrick Waugh.
That would be nice. Players. Look at that auto, though. That's 25 years ago when he wasn't so shaky. That sounded rude. I didn't mean it to sound rude.
Yeah, no, but he towards the end of his life, he got old and the auto got that's good. Okay, now let's move back to 1998 O-Pee-Chee Chrome. Now, there's also the refractor to the base card, and refractors, it's the same 10 players. It's a parallel, and they're found in 1 in every 112 packs. So you'll get a Blast from the Past refractor in about 1 in every 4.67 hobby boxes.
Yeah.
So to be safe, you would need 1 in every 5 boxes. Now, these are the big chases. These are the granddaddies, are the refractors. Now, I did put up a side-by-side of the base versus the refractor to kind of get a little bit of a sense of the difference. You probably can't really see the magnitude of it until you get them in hand and put them side by side. But the refractors are very beautiful. They explode color into your eyes in all wonderment. In
the chrome's nice too, though. So I never call it base, and I've never I know what you mean, but I just say one's chrome, one's refractor.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's probably maybe a better way to put it. I like that. A lot of these are very tough grades. In both the chrome and the refractor, because due to centering issues, and then of course any chromium surface is very susceptible to scratching and imperfections. I just looked at the refractors of the 179 total refractors graded to date by PSA. There's only 18 PSA 10s, which is about a 10% overall gem rate. The players at the highest PSA 10 pop counts are Wayne Gretzky has 5 PSA 10s for the refractor. Messier and Gordie Howe have 3. Bork and Phil Esposito have 2. Patrick Waugh, Grant Fuhr, and Bobby Hull have 1. And Brett Hull and Stan Mikita do not have any PSA 10s.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's been 5 for a while, man. It's been 5 for as many years as I can remember. That's why.
So a 9 is a good grade for the card.
I never. So any time I have a PSA 8 that is better than the PSA 10 I saw in person. And I God's honest
Really?
truth. The grades, there's so many variables going on here. Some of these cards have been around for almost 30 years. Okay. I walked by
Crazy.
tables 15, 20 years ago, never paid attention. Gimmicky stuff, $50, $100, never paid attention. I lost my train of thought.
Well, oh, wow, we were pretty excited. Luna, I thought you were going to have your first good thought.
I'm so sorry. Yes. So I apologize. These cards, I think I was going to talk about the centering. They're all very different. So the centering is the biggest one. I've seen a PSA 9 that is the most off-centered card I've ever seen in my life. But that was like 3 years ago. So there's just buy the card, not the grade. And you very rarely will see these not graded again. And there's one on eBay right now for like $2,000 goose dollars Canadian. It is extremely off-center. So if that's just not my thing. I wouldn't even pay $500 for that. I wouldn't. It would bother me too much. So these cards, if you like them, now the Gordie Howe is a little easier to be off-center because it doesn't have a border to it.
Yeah.
So I have a Gordie Howe refractor. It's pretty off-center, but you can't tell, right? So I'm not grading it either.
Do you have all 10?
Yes. Yeah. I almost have it twice over.
Mm-hmm. Of course.
Yeah. I need a second Howe. And I think I need a I forget what else, but
okay. Louis,
I
haven't got your input yet. What do you think of the set? Do you like it? Is it something that you'd be into?
Yep. Yeah, I dig these. Shiny.
They're great because it's from Topps, right? So Topps made the design. I love it, man. I love the pedigree to it. Topps made the design. I'm sorry, O-Pee-Chee fanboys. O-Pee-Chee didn't make it. They didn't make the design. And if you listen to our Bobby Burrell masterclass, O-Pee-Chee was just a distribution company, man. That's all they were. Print company and distribution. But
remember, I'm the crazy one that told you I'd rather have one of these two than regular base rookie.
Well, at this point, yeah, I would have to agree with you. I actually don't have a Gretzky Chrome. Yeah.
You don't?
No, I don't, because
I'm going to point one out to you in a little bit.
I waited too long.
I'm looking at one right now.
Yeah, you're going to go buy one?
Now, what do you say to people? And we've actually talked about this briefly, but since we're doing Blast from the Past today, we probably should again. That say, well, geez, if you're going to spend a few $1,000s on a Gretzky refractor, why not just buy a regular 1979 O-Pee-Chee Gretzky rookie?
Yeah, I already have one. Yeah, I don't have an O-Pee-Chee, but I have a Topps. I'm very happy with my Topps. I like more rare things, and I like to flex my muscles, I guess. And I feel like this card puts me at a table where I can flex. And it's my favorite hockey card of all time.
Really?
Yeah. Well, I'd probably pick the Beret Young Guns, 1A, 1B. You know. Yeah.
Well, let's look at the. Oh, you got something?
No, I just lost my train of thought. So,
sorry, Louis. You're hanging around me too much, buddy.
All right.
Oh, blimey, I've gone cross-eyed.
Well, here's a look at the top 5 highest selling Blast from the Past cards from 1998 O-Pee-Chee Chrome, with each's respective top sale, and of course, any sale made via eBay within the past 3 years, we verified as paid for in Terapeak. Terapeak only has a 3-year look-back window. That's why the little caveat there. Number 5. Mark Messier refractor BGS 8 sold for $250 US in September 2024. So last September. Number 4, the Patrick Waugh refractor PSA 9 sold for $331 this past September as well.
Wow. That went up. Holy crap. I got a few doubles of that, man. I should sell some. Holy moly.
And then the Ray Bork refractor PSA 9 sold for $400 US this past September again.
What?
Holy somebody crap. Went on a run.
Yeah, I got to pay attention to this stuff.
So that's number 3. Number 2, the Gordie Howe refractor PSA 9 sold for $450 US in December 2022. So cool.
Yeah.
Via eBay again.
That's more appropriate. So like the Gretzky's always been for the last couple of years been 1,500 to 2,500. The Howe's always been around at 500 to 1K. So that's great. Someone got a great deal on that.
Okay. Well, yeah, these are the highest public sales. So, I mean, maybe going for more privately. The number 1 public sale, probably not a shock to anyone, is the Gretzky refractor. This PSA 10 sold for $6,000 US via the Fanatics Collect Vault in June 2023.
All yours, buddy. All yours. I'll buy 3.5 of these, and you can keep your one. Yeah.
Big zip.
That's crazy. $6,000. I mean, I don't know. He's a cowboy. I'm a cowboy, I guess. Just on a bit of a.
Well, didn't you say
scale.
that somebody has a PSA 10 that they're asking some crazy amount for?
Yeah, it was on I forget. I saw it for like $12,000. I just laughed, but I didn't know someone actually paid. Hey, they want their PSA 10. I mean, that was me at one point, but I've matured. So yeah, beautiful card, man. And look at the centering on that. It's gorgeous.
Yeah, it's awesome card. Did I
Do you
miss
think they did it
anything?
on purpose? Do you think because like how do you cut a refractor card? Do you print a sheet and that's how it's cut?
I could tell you, but then I'd have to kill you.
Yeah.
Based on last Friday night with Phil, I don't think they would hire you to do it.
Nah, I don't want to do it. No. Listen, I didn't have my tools, man. That was an unfair representation. So I don't
It would be the
understand.
first card that's like PSA negative.
Yeah. So
-3.
these cards, especially the Waynes, I even have a Messier that's like 80-20 off center.
Ooh,
So did they do it on purpose? I think that'd be kind of funny if they did it on purpose because they
I
were so
doubt
off
it,
center.
but
Or,
they
you don't think
just-
so?
It's probably trying to go fast. I was.
Oh, okay. Such a guy thing.
You think they would do that on purpose, Louis?
No.
I don't know. Who knows?
All right.
Is that it?
Well, why would they?
Yeah. Well, yeah. Did I miss anything, or did I do a good overview?
No,
Anything
well,
right?
so Topps did some pretty cool stuff in the following years. In 2002 and 2003, they did a 20 card, I think maybe a 25 card Patrick Waugh refractor set. So there's also his rookie card in that says Topps, and there it also has an O-Pee-Chee copy. So Topps did do an O-Pee-Chee reprint of that says O-Pee-Chee of Patrick Waugh in the early 2000s. They did that. They also, the year after that, did a Merrill Lemieux 20 card refractor set with his Bowmans and his rookie and his Topps. It's crazy. And I'll keep going. There's a Larry Robinson rookie refractor out there. I have it somewhere in the house. Yeah. So there's lots of cool things that Topps did. I would love Topps to get the license, an NHL license again. That would make things super interesting, you know? Imagine the retro design. What if Topps got the hockey design and just did retro cards? They didn't dip in there. They didn't.
Well, they would all have to be Topps because they don't own O-Pee-Chee anymore.
That's
the weird thing.
That's fine. Do it though. There's money there. There's a market. You know, they should hire me for Idea Man.
Oh boy,
is that a job? Is Idea Man a job? No.
How many days does Phil make it before?
I dress up good. I can turn it on.
Special layoff, Louis.
Listen, we'll pay you for the year. Just don't come back. I'm like, all right. Do I get my cards?
File your TPS report, Phil. Okay. Going to move on to new product releases. So we thought for this segment, we would spend that time checking in with Johnny Amendola from Mintink, who last week was at the annual Upper Deck Certified Diamond Dealer Conference. And we wanted to get a sense of what went down, what were the hot topics, and any news that he was comfortable sharing. So with that, we hope you enjoy our conversation with the one and the only Johnny Amendola. All right, it is our privilege to welcome back Johnny Amendola to the Hockey Cards Gongshow podcast. He's freshly back from the Certified Diamond Dealer Conference in Orlando, right? Is that where it was? Orlando?
That is okay. Yeah, it was right in the Disney World property, and it was cold.
It was cold, huh? Like, what,
you don't go from Canada to Florida expecting to say oh my God, I didn't bring a coat, but it was awesome.
Yeah. It's weird. Like, were there empty seats where we were supposed to be, or were we just totally not invited? Because
no, it was special Certified Diamond Dealer Conference. So only brick and mortar authorized CDDs were invited. Unfortunately, I can check and see if there's a sponsorship or something you can pick up for next year.
Oh, there is. Yeah, sure. We want to sponsor that. Okay, so for people that are not familiar, can you kind of explain what the CDD conference is and why someone like you goes to it?
Yeah, absolutely. Okay, so basically, every year, Upper Deck holds their annual Certified Diamond Dealer Conference. So to give you context, the CDD program started in 2010, and it was a program that Upper Deck put out to really encourage the growth and support of brick and mortar hobby shops and like the whole user experience, the collector experience. So there's a whole bunch of criteria that you have to meet in order to, get this approval from Upper Deck. And what that means is you get to buy and sell Upper Deck hobby product, which is very exclusive to this network of dealers. So you can't buy Upper Deck hobby product at mass retail, for example. You'll find a blaster at Walmart or Target, but you won't find any hobby product. The other thing that they do at this conference, sorry, back up. That's what it takes to be a part of the CDD program and to sort of get to the conference. So 15 years later, this program is been around and is enforced to ensure that what the best way to describe it is that the certain standard is held and maintained and upkept on a regular basis. So it's great. There's a team headed up by this great guy's name is Randy that looks after a lot of that program, people coming in, and let me tell you, people going out. So it's definitely you used the word when you introduced me, and thank you, privilege. It's definitely a privilege to be part of the program. So that's what CDD stands for, and that's what it is. So you'll see these like diamond emblem logos with the UD. I see Phil's UD logo up there, and you'll see all the shops in North America that have that. So the conference is held once a year, barring a few years, through COVID and one or two post-pandemic. And the nature of the conference is, I would say it's threefold. The first one is it's a great way to bring together all of these hobby shops under one roof with one of the, obviously leading manufacturers, and really allows people an opportunity to network and get to meet other stores and talk to other store owners. And, you're sort of sharing best practices, or you might know some people because you've done deals with some people, but you've never really kind of met them. And the network keeps growing. So it's a great place to network and grow and learn. And Upper Deck brings like a whole team down. Jason, the president, who I know Phil knows himself, and Mike Phillips, who's the VP, EVP of sales and marketing, along with their events team, the production team. Man, there's dozens of them for sure. And it's awesome. You really get a chance to, the UDA team, Diane and her team are there. Tim and his team are there. These are the guys that do like autograph signings. Like I can tell you really cool. I'm going to digress a bit. I'm sorry. If you need me to stop talking, just tell me. And it was a gong show for me getting started in here. So now that I'm here and you can hear me,
let it out.
So sometime in the last half a year, Tim pops in and Tyler, and they pop in and they're in the store, and there's a Lucas Raymond cup patch in my display case. And the Upper Deck employee that looks after athlete relations says, I got that card signed in, Russia or something. And you're just like, talk about freaking cool. Like this guy's like, I had that sign with Lucas Raymond, and it was just so cool. So getting the opportunity to talk, and they're so open, like everybody at Upper Deck is so uber friendly and welcoming. Like they really want the feedback. They want to hear what we're doing good, and more importantly, what we're not doing good, so we can improve on that. So that's the first, kind of point. It's the camaraderie, the networking, and just the availability of not only the Upper Deck senior leadership team, which is a big deal, but the people really making it happen. The marketing team is out there, and Mackenzie and her crew have done an absolutely stellar job. If you look at Upper Deck the last couple of years, and you just look at like the elevation and the excitement that's coming to the brand, her and her team are a lot to do with that. So that's first and foremost very cool. Secondly, is we really get an opportunity to see what's coming. So product experience is great. So they do a really good job on both the sports side and the entertainment side, letting us, letting us know what's coming down the pipe, what we can expect. And there's, a million questions all the time, is Celebrini in series 2, and will this actor be hard signed or sticker in the next Black Diamond, release of whatever. So it's really cool. And you'd be surprised, in the hockey card. Well, you wouldn't be surprised because you guys are the hockey card show. The collector base in hockey is much different than the other sports. Soccer would be almost the equivalent, where people are just so much more rabid for a team or part of a following, as opposed to a player. There's a lot more set collectors still alive and well in the hockey. So the product knowledge some of these guys that are in this network come with, and I'm not even talking about just the Upper Deck staff. Obviously, they create the product. But some of these veteran stores, there's a gentleman, his name is Francois from 450, he's breaks and hobby shop in somewhere in Montreal, Quebec area. Francois is the best. This guy is an encyclopedia of knowledge of the content in the product, the value. He'll tell you, like, the 2017 Spider-Man PMG to 10 sold on this date for this much, and he'll know, like, it's just wild. So it's really exciting to be amongst, those sorts of people when they're really coming down and saying, okay, here's what you can expect in flagship hockey this year. Here's what you can expect in, DC now instead of Marvel, which is going to be pretty cool. So that part's, very good, very informative. Same thing with UDA. Upper Deck has a huge memorabilia program. You got to remember, if you're looking for a Steph Curry or a Michael Jordan or a Tiger Woods, anything, you can really only get it at Upper Deck. Not to mention, everybody else. I actually just ordered a bunch of McDavid, Gretzky, and Patrick Waugh. And I'm not a Habs fan at all, but he's the greatest goalie ever. He's Patrick Waugh. And I love that, when I became a Patrick Waugh fan, when he skated to the bench, told the coach and left, and never went back. Well, I guess he did eventually go back. We can forgive, but we don't forget, Patrick. So that's pretty cool. And then the third part is, again, Upper Deck does a really good job bringing some amazing information and talent and just experience to the table. So whether it's a small banking advisor or security experts, eBay's there, ComC is there, PSA is there. So Pokemon. So really going above and beyond to really help and ensure that their hobby shops have, as many tools as possible to be successful.
Okay. Great overview. Thank you. I feel like I understand a little bit better now. So now is the part of the program where, because there's lots of little birdies that fly to our window and tell us stuff. And this is where I pump you for. We've had lots of little birdies in the last few days.
Grill them, Josh. Grill them
and talk. And this is
I love the little birdies.
And then you tell me. I don't want to get in trouble if you can plead the fifth on anything. So, well, you kind of already talked about one thing. Let's get big. So Celebrini is confirmed for Series 2, right?
So I think the same little birdies that you heard chirping are the same little birdies I heard chirping.
Okay. And a lot of people have said
It'll be a fun one.
But I would assume Mitchkov will be an extended. Is that your assumption as well?
Yeah, so I don't know for sure. I actually took a call during that topic, but I'm pretty confident you're going to see Celebrini before you see. I have a hard time with his last name. I'm going to say it because I'll get ripped of it. But Mitchkov, you'll see him. I think maybe after.
Did they tell you print runs of acetate cards? No. I thought I'd ask.
So one of the
you could get a calculator and try the math. I think it's impossible. So yeah, no, definitely not.
And we can use like wink talking here too. But I have heard from a number of people that were in attendance that as certified diamond dealers that they were excited about what Upper Deck is doing moving forward, that they feel like it aligns better with what hobbyists want. And I should say too, I kind of think like as your role there is you're really a proxy for the hobby because your job is to deliver what the hobby wants through Upper Deck. And so I assume a lot of the feedback that goes back to them is sort of on those lines. But one of the things, Johnny, that we've heard constant, I'm just curious on, we've heard a lot over the last few months and I'm not saying this is the situation at Mintink, but a lot of hobby shops are sitting on tons of wax and they're nervous about it and they need to move it. Was that a topic that was brought up to Upper Deck at all, and like strategies to I'll give you an example, which I know they won't do, but like I love the Fanatics MVP buyback program. I would love for Upper Deck to do something similar with like maybe the Hart Trophy winner and or call it like Art Ross and Rocket Richard, where whatever these 4 products, you bring in a base card, it's $20 credit. Because what we know happens, right? If somebody comes into Mintink with 3 Nathan McKinnon cards, gets a $60 credit, they're buying a $300 box. Right. And then that's how it's worked with Tops and Fanatics. So I'm just kind of curious if there's because it is there's a lot of wax hanging out there, we know.
Yeah. So okay. So first and foremost, the first thing you said about the level of excitement, I think that a lot of people left a lot more excited than maybe last year. I get an opportunity to be privy to some more information and be a part of some other chats. And I can tell you that there is a vested interest from, Upper Deck. Obviously they get it. They've been around for a very long time. They're very good at what they do, to really continue to be innovative and bring excitement back. As far as excess wax goes, I mean, at the end of the day, if you remember my first time on the show, I let you know about sort of my background in the world of print and media. So like we closed a very fruitful publication down post-COVID because the cost of paper and time on the press had at 1.5x. Like if you remember the cost of lumber, everything else. So some of these commodities and textiles have never, gone back to pre-COVID levels. If there was 50 printers 10 years ago, there's 10 today. It's interesting, like vinyl records, believe it or not, there isn't enough capacity in North America anymore to print the demand as they come on back on the up. So when Upper Deck's trying to get caught up, too many releases at once, that can kind of happen. We're almost back to normal now, and I'm pretty confident by the end of the year we'll be back on a regular schedule. I can tell you that Upper Deck is not interested in putting out 100 releases a year. Nobody wants that. They're interested in very much putting out the right amount of the right product that collectors want, and a quality, timely product. So I mean, having said that, we also have to really take into consideration where the space was maybe 2020, 21 into 22, and how things have changed, how you manage that, how you project for the future, how you order today for a year. Like I'm ordering Series 2 in, months ago without knowing if Salabrini or Michkov or anybody's in it. So there's a lot of factors, not just we printed too much product all at the same time. Yeah, that happened because of the fact that we had to kind of catch up. But I would say there's a lot of factors that really. Now that said, you can go on my website and some other websites, and there's some really good deals right now onto things like 21, 22 ice as an example. And same time, it is what it is. I can argue the same thing. The price of the Bedard box was beautiful, and it still is kind of where it is. So again, I think that there's a lot of juggling in any business that you just have to do anyway. And I think at the end of the day, the market is the market. Like I wish I bought Bitcoin when it was 25,000, and then maybe I wish I bought it when it was 60, and then when it was 40, I was happy that I didn't buy it at 60. So I mean, it's just about adjustments and corrections at that point. But yeah, how we got there, I would say, is a combination of many things. But short answer, 80, 60, 50 releases a year, 40 releases a year of hockey cards is not what Upper Deck is after. Not at all.
Johnny, did you guys talk about wins and losses in the hobby? And you mentioned Series 2 for last year. Was that perceived as a win or maybe a loss? Or were things maybe distribution could have been approached differently? Or was Upper Deck happy with the way things rolled out?
So So there's lots of just like chatter amongst the people. So that's not a topic that was actually on sort of any agenda or anything. But I would say overall, like the consensus overall is 2024 was a huge year for the hobby. Like not just hockey cards. Like, you guys want to talk about Pokemon for a second? Like, let's talk about TCG. Right. But Phil,
I know
Pokemon might have a bigger year than Bitcoin this year. So I mean, like,
I think it will.
right.
Yeah.
So I think that overall the consensus is 24 was very good, and 2025 is going to be very healthy. Like I'm sure Josh will ask me the question about some new products and this and that, and there's a couple of things that I'll touch on. But yeah, I would say, Phil, overall we're winning, and I would say that there's some great changes to some products and some some new stuff, and you're going to see in the next 12 to 24 months, you're just going to see it better. What I can tell you with 100% certainty, because I'm part of it, is Upper Deck is very, very, very good to open the doors and listen. And I can tell you over the course of the last year, since I've, I guess, been at that table, deliver. Okay. So I'm a guy that talks a lot. I know me and you have that in common. And I tell people I talk so much. I never want you to catch me with my foot in my mouth.
Yeah.
So I can tell you in like, again, with confidence, that they are very, very, very receptive and open to feedback. And they're very, like you said it, like, we're the ones dealing with the end consumer. We're the ones that the shop owners are the ones that are going to bring them back. Hey, this is what collectors want. This is what collectors don't want. So they get that, and they're very, very good to listen and make change.
Well, one of my famous sayings from my corporate days was, "First rule sales: find out what people want and do that." And
bingo.
You'll typically be successful. So, like, on the product configuration, I know you're not going to share anything, but we do have birdies, and so the sense that I get is that Upper Deck is going to cater a little bit more towards breaking, create a little more higher, like higher end products, move products like ice to a 1-pack box from, get rid of maybe a lot of the base cards, and maybe do some catering on the breaking side, and be where they, kind of dip maybe their toe in that water, as far as like, where Fanatics has gone all in, right? They have like Breakers Delight products and all this stuff.
Right.
Did you get this sense, as a guy who does breaks, you have Breaks After Dark, check them out at mintink.ca, of course.
Thank you.
That, is that kind of the sense you get? And is that a direction that you'd like to see them go?
So, I don't know for fact, but I would say that, again, as we really provide more information that says, this is what collectors want, and Upper Deck identifies that there are different types of collectors, they're going to do more things and more exciting things to cater to all these different audiences. So if it's breakers, or if it's hobby shots, if it's live events, I'm pretty confident that, we're going to see some more of that. I would love to see some more mid-tier, fun stuff. Like Black Diamond is absolutely beautiful. I love Black Diamond. Upper Deck has some, if you follow the history of Upper Deck, I mean, you really see it on the Marvel and some of the other entertainment brands with all the flair and flare and metal. Like, I'm going to throw it out there, but like DC metal universe is going to be wild.
Yeah.
We could talk about how DC hasn't had a property since like 93 in a minute, but I would just say to that I'm very confident that Upper Deck is going to continue to put forward and bring forward more innovation, more like what you expect in the hobby today from any manufacturer. I think that we're going to start to see some more of that kind of stuff. And you might see some more fun products that'll be way more, live stream friendly, so to speak.
So
I wouldn't say, sorry, just to be clear, I wouldn't say that you're going to see anything like any kind of line of breaker. Like, I can tell you that as much as Upper Deck, and this is what I love about Upper Deck, and I can tell you the other manufacturers are following suit. Hobby shop, the customer experience, the collector experience is always going to be first. And that's why I'm such a big supporter of Upper Deck. People ask me all the time, why do you do this? Why do you do that? You go to these. Like, no, yeah. Like, I know what we built and I know why I built it. And that's so important, or I would have just never left my studio. I would have just stayed in the studio 5 years later and that would have been it. But that's not what it's about.
If I was in your shoes and I owned a shop and I got the chance to communicate to Upper Deck, and it's none of this is like bad, like, you know, problems are opportunities always in business, right?
Agreed. Yes.
And one of the things that we always hear when we talk to Upper Deck, like we'll talk to a product manager about artifacts that comes out, and they'll a lot of times, well, almost always, they'll say, oh, it's so hard to remember 24 artifacts because I'm working on, you know, 2042 artifacts already. And it's like, they have such a huge lead time in products. And what I always think of, going back to my product days, is it's really hard to respond to changes in the marketplace when, if I want to implement some sort of trend or change that I think will benefit the customer, but it won't be seen for 2 years. You know, that's you're always behind the curve from that. And I know there's
lagging indicator
logistics, but is that something that you or other shops have communicated with them to try to? And I know they don't do it on purpose,
sure,
right?
Of course. Yeah. So yeah, like I said earlier, like you know, being caught up, having the right amount of releases, having timely releases, having, you know, being able to communicate changes and timely and all that is something that, you know, everybody wants, including Upper Deck. And again, I remain very confident that, you know, by the end of 25, we'll get there. It is a huge machine. And imagine the demand in the hobby has just grown so much. So there is like you said, there is a lot of moving parts, and some of it's just not in their control. Some of it is, you know, but I'm pretty confident. Like, I want to be able to sit here a year from now and say, you see, like, I don't want to just be like the guy that came on here and just made Upper Deck sound great, because I think they are great, but we all can be better. And that's where I come back and say again, like, for the umpteenth time, like, they're definitely committed to that. So the next couple years, you're going to see a lot of these changes. I'm staring at, let me show you 1 second. Like, this is pretty cool. I got to put this up, but where is it?
Oh, that's cool.
Nice. Yeah.
Nice.
DC Universe. Like, think about a Batman PMG. How cool is that going to be?
Not too bad.
I think I can say that. Like, I'm pretty sure the DC stuff is out there. I mean, there's that.
Yeah.
So I mean,
announced.
I bought a
these guys,
I bought a Foghorn Leghorn red.
right? Like, amazing. Yeah, Warner Brothers is awesome. But so on the entertainment side, I'm super. So on the sports side, to your point, Josh, yes, we're going to get caught up. Yes, we're going to be timely. No, we're not going to have 1 million releases a year. Yes, yes, some great changes coming sooner than you might think. Some not as soon as you want, but, you know, again, I mean, I'm nobody, but I can just tell you how I feel about what I hear and see and I'm a part of. And I think all of those are boxes that Jason, Mike, the team at Upper Deck, especially, you know, the production team. I know Billy's on here all the time. Billy's amazing.
Yeah.
You know, that's what they want. These guys are, you know, Phil, you got to understand, like, these Upper Deck guys are real collectors. You know, Jason, the president of Upper Deck, used to own a shop, right?
Yes. Yeah.
Okay. I just want to make sure you know that, Phil. I just want to make sure.
Yeah.
All right.
I got strung up and hung pretty good, eh?
No, I'm just throwing that. Like I said, I got little birdies too.
Listen, I can be mean back. I can be mean.
No, nobody's mean. It's all good. We're having fun. I think it's great. You know what? That just means that everybody's doing something right. So what I can tell you, Josh, is also the entertainment side. Upper Deck is really The partnership with AEW is wild. I'm not the biggest wrestling fan. I left Orlando saying, I mean, I PC Hulk. Where's the Hulk?
Oh yeah,
right there.
know.
But I was
It's
a
weird
wrestling
thing
fan
to
in
say when you
the
got that. It's a weird thing to say when you got that frame.
Oh,
behind you,
I
Johnny.
loved Hulk
So-
Hogan growing up, Johnny.
So
That's something we
growing
shared.
up, I was the biggest Hulkamaniac in the world. So I collect Hulk Hogan from when I was 10, not the 45-year-old version of me and Hulk Hogan. But we got to experience, talk about the ultimate experience. So one thing Upper Deck does really well at these events is entertainment. I'm sure you saw my video with Jeremy Roenick.
Yeah.
We were at this cool ale house. This Einstein place at Disney Springs was so cool. And we did this big break and Roenick was there. It was tons of fun. The next night, they carted us off on all these big shuttles to Universal Studios. And we got to watch a full 4-card AEW live event.
That's awesome.
So Universal Studios set up the ring, all the lights, the ref, the Dell, the music, 300 seats, bleachers, and we're watching a live wrestling event. It was so awesome. The next day, Paul White, the Big Show, was the keynote speaker, and he was amazing.
Like the Big Show.
I mean, the Big Show was the keynote speaker, and he was so good.
Oh man.
So yeah, so good, right? So I mean, like on that side, and then of course DC. Like the last time DC had trading cards was in the '90s, early '90s. I'm really, really, really excited about Batman and Superman and Wonder Woman. And remember, Batman and Superman are still 2 of the top 3 superheroes. Like Spider-Man is in there, and that's it. Not Iron Man, not Captain America. Like Batman and Superman are the 2 of the top 3 biggest superheroes of all time. And I can tell you that, Billy and the production team have some amazing stuff in store. Like,
Sure.
just think about some of the brands that exist. Like, okay, let me ask you the question. If you could pair up any 3 Upper Deck brands that you know of with the DC universe, what would you want? Besides flagship, because we got to have flagship.
Well, metal would be the obvious choice, and then probably platinum or Allure.
Imagine a Batman. Did I say that earlier? A Batman PMG. Great.
Or a Batman Seismic Gold, something like that would
Okay,
be.
enough with the kid stuff. Listen, we're the distributors there. We're Universal and Grosvenor there.
This guy's awesome. Hold on, I want to. What else? So Black Diamond. I mean, metal. Yeah, you said
Metal,
Copy
Allure,
explicit.
and or one of the 2, Allure and Platinum, and then maybe
Yeah,
some sort of
Chromium
like
for
retro,
sure.
some sort of retro set.
that would be really cool. Yeah. So I mean,
I'm
I'm pretty sure like a lot of that fun stuff. Again, like I mean, just look at the success. The last couple years worth of Marvel releases through Upper Deck were all amazing products. Like, we can't keep a lot. The Spider-Man renditions that just came out, 92 masterpieces. We can't keep that stuff off the shelf. Now, I'm a Marvel fiend. I'm really, I'm excited for X-Men 97. It is what it is. Too bad that wasn't some PMGs, but I'm really excited for the DC universe. James Bond is another big one that's coming down the pipe. Black Diamond, we have that on pre-order, and they got some big signatures. Let me throw that out there before I let Phil go, and I'm good for that. The one thing you got to remember, and this is a double-edged sword. So when we talk about production stuff, everybody wants hard signed autos.
Yeah.
A lot of Upper Deck products, especially the mid and high-end tier, we pride ourselves in the fact that they're hard signed autos. That is not an easy feat. And in today's world, if you know about athletes and their agents and the way they work, it's not getting easier. If you like, you see Panini suing athletes all the time for autos. So you want sticker autos in the cup? Maybe we'll get it faster. I don't want sticker autos in the cup.
No.
So again, just logistics in general, post-pandemic, still kind of aren't all the way back. So just.
Can I push back there though? In a way,
Please.
I agree with everything you say. I don't. Nothing you said isn't true, but you have to. But sometimes the biggest opportunity lies within the hard stuff. So I'll give you and I think that you can achieve this through product delineation, right? So if I was the president of Upper Deck for a month, here's the biggest change I would make. I would make SP Game Used actually game used. Number one, like I would like make the product because it's hardly ever game used in that. There's a lot of manufactured, right? And I think that if Upper Deck, and this would be super hard, I get it, can move with a few product lines to get to the point where you can put like a patch auto on a card and you can say this Connor McDavid patch is game used and was worn on December 14th, 2024 in a game where they won 3-2.
I like, yeah.
And
Yeah,
McDavid had one goal, and holy moly.
Random
Tuesday.
The hobby loses its mind.
We did talk about that, so I can tell you that was definitely talked about. Do you there's a really small manufacturer out of Europe called Kutera. Small, they've been around for a long time. Football, soccer cards. And they're expensive boxes with like 4 packs, a couple cards in each. And you hit a patch and it'll say, this Ronaldo patch was from a jersey worn in a Manchester United game on 2015, November 7th. So again, people want to cut up on licensed stuff. We all want to do that. The Topps Wemby set that came out, that very expensive Wemby set, the one card in there that was the most sought after, I don't think was the 101. It was the debut jersey. We got 25 pieces of the jersey Buddy wore in his very first ever NBA game, and that's it.
Awesome.
So I agree with you 1,000% there. And you know what? We can hope that happens for sure.
So John, do you hold on? Sorry, Josh. Do you feel personally, because you're a shop owner, would you rather a product with good inserts or sticker autos? Just forget the conference, forget everything. Just as an owner of a hobby shop, do you think sticker autos?
I would say. I mean, like my personal opinion is. I mean, it really depends on the player. I think that Pavel Bure, you might see some of those finally coming in. Like, it's one of those things where like you want to wait 10 years to get it. Can we get it now? But I love jambalaya. I love downtown. So I love stained glass. So I do believe, and here's the thing, I'll give you, their Upper Deck has a lot of these super short print inserts in products like Metal Universe Champions and Goodwins that we don't know about. So we could probably do a better job saying, hey, you don't know this, but that's actually short print to 75 just because it's not numbered. So I think that I like good inserts, case hits, hard signed autos. But if you told me I could get find me a guy that hasn't signed something in 15 years or, somebody that's passed away. So like, do we get Gretzky to sign 1,000 stickers so that post-hominous Gretzky cards can still exist?
Yeah. Okay, I have 2 questions along, like follow-up questions. Like, well, first of all, I'll give the example that Phil and I talk about along the lines of his question a lot. We look at like 23-24 Allure Hockey, right?
Set of the year.
Phil and I love that set, love it so much. I pray for I do not want an auto in that set because it's going to be some like crappy sticker auto of a rookie I'd never heard of. I want a doubloon. Give me it. If I get
that's a great insert. Very underrated. Allure is my partner Freddie's favorite. I think I'm with you guys. It is so underrated. We talk about that too this week. I think Allure, like, what a price point for Chromium.
Yeah, but the sticker autos ruin it, and it's almost an objective opinion. It's almost an objective opinion.
No, but here's my second follow-up that I wanted to get to. What we've heard from many shop owners for years now is that if the average quote unquote or typical consumer comes into your shop and buys a box of Allure and rips it because you have a beautiful place where you can absolutely do that, and they get a doubloon, they're like, "How come I didn't get an auto?" And they freak out, right? And so at the end of the day,
it's an educational thing. So if you follow Prism, so Prism has done a really good job, especially now with all the controversy, really promoting the fact that you're not buying a $1,000 Prism hobby box to chase autos. You're chasing the color. You're chasing the golds, the blacks, the finites, 101s, the reds, the blues. So I think that also something that is definitely being discussed. Like, it's not a new topic, and I think it's something that again, you use Prism as a really good example. Like, there's no Wemby autos in Prism this year, but you can get a Wemby black or gold, and it's worth a crap ton.
It's a great comparison. It's I cannot stress it. Like, I have a couple of buddies that just started collecting last year. Sticker autos didn't bother them. I can show you a text from last week. My buddy Matt's like, "What is this crap sticker auto?" He hasn't even been collecting a year. That's how fast, right? But if the sales say otherwise, it's hard to argue. Black Diamond was $500 last year. Right? Like
Yeah.
rough, man. For sticker
Yeah.
autos, that's a premium product. You should be getting a hard auto or no auto.
We
I think-
also, yeah, that's the other thing, like that's unfortunate for us. You know, the exchange is not helping anybody. So the
Couple of
price of
Canadian
boxes, like, yeah, so like, I mean, all the product comes from the States. So if the dollar's down 20 or 30 cents in the last 6 months, your local hobby shops are, you know, their margins are,
Squeezed.
yeah.
Well, you guys had
So we got to
series.
take.
You had series too. That's okay. You can
No,
take
no, I'm just saying yeah, we can't just have one win, but I'm just saying things. I guess my point is there's a lot of factors that are in nobody's control that come into the business every day, right? That determine so many things.
Mm-hmm. What was out of the conference that you're able to talk about? What was on the sports side, the thing or things that you're most excited about?
I think there's going to just be a lot more innovation. I think there's going to be a lot more subtle and maybe not so subtle changes. Where I think especially guys like you are going to say, okay, that's good. You know, more stuff that the little birdies, you know, more stuff that the little birdies want to see. I think the only thing we have to remember, and it's tough, and you know, you said it earlier, slowly is really the fastest way to get anywhere, unfortunately. And we want to make sure, I want to make sure, I mean, from the perspective of I've got to give the collectors that, you know, Upper Deck does it right. And I think that they are, like I said, I can tell you, talk about a committed group, man. These guys and girls are committed. They love the hobby. They love what they do. They know the products. Some of the relic stuff, some of the memorabilia and some of these products that you're going to see, like these guys will go to the ends to get stuff.
You could look
and
at
I gotta say that
you could look at it. Fanatics is like a behemoth, and they make a mistake, they just respond. So Fanatics is reacting, where Upper Deck is more responding. Maybe
sure.
Look at it.
I got what you're. Yeah. I mean, Upper Deck has been around for a long time. They have the path set in front of them, and you know they're a little more laser focused for sure. But I would say that, yeah, Josh, just knowing that, you know, some of this stuff is coming, and the products are getting better. I'm really excited on the entertainment side. Like, I mean, I know this is the hockey card show. I mean, I don't have to show you, but I'm going to show you, like, this whole cabinet is like, that's all just toys and Transformers. And
nice.
There's another one over there. So, like, I mean, the more the merrier.
He-Man? Who has the rights to He-Man? Mattel, eh?
I don't. Yeah, that's a good one. I don't even know. But that could be another really good one.
I have another philosophical question for you that's sort of along the lines of the autos and sticker autos. I want to talk about Wayne Gretzky, and you know, you have to tough question to answer, but do you think it would be a net positive to limit the amount of sets that Wayne Gretzky is in? I kind of feel like Upper Deck feels like they have to put him in every set to satisfy people, and they might. I mean, that just might be. But if he was in like 1 or 2 sets a year, I think people would go bananas.
So you'd rather have like, I mean, how tough it is to find, like, you got a Jordan potential for a Tiger auto in golf, and I think there was 5 of them or something. I have a Gretzky right here. This is a really cool Gretzky. This is a 99 year in review patch.
Oh yeah,
it's a really cool card.
Yeah, there he is. Atta boy. Good job, Johnny.
Just throw that out there.
That's on Cherry John. He's popular in Canada.
So they had a whole CBC documentary on him, but they might have been canceled. So sorry, what was your question again?
How do you feel? Oh God, you know. I'm glad we worked together because he fit right in. I love it.
Dude, wait till you get me and Phil on a Friday night together.
Oh God.
The world can't handle that.
That might have to be like a private video or something.
It's in my contract, Phil. I made sure. No, if I don't get my time with Phil, I don't renew.
As a shop owner, if Upper Deck came to you and said, we're going to only put Wayne Gretzky cards in 2 sets a year, what would you think about that? Would you think that, that's actually a good thing, or would you be nervous about that?
I mean, I would say that we start to get Ovi and Crosby. The more those two guys sort of start to fade, maybe I would say he doesn't need to be in all the sets for sure. Maybe two's not enough. But yeah, I get what you're saying. We could create some scarcity around him. I know that I want to say not for the conference, but like through someone, apparently like the amount of stuff that he could sign before versus now has changed and all this kind of stuff. Like I don't follow all this, but that's a whole other world, not my thing. But it's like it's huge right now. Like all these manufacturers are chasing NIL athletes, and you can sign cards, but you can't sign pucks, and you can sign jerseys, but we can't use that jersey. Like this like, oh, we made this jersey, so you can't use it. So I don't really know. But from a scarcity point of view, I would say he's still Wayne Gretzky. I would say as long as Crosby and Ovi are retired, like, yeah, definitely, like he should be in the higher end sets and maybe the odd Easter egg, in my opinion. But I think that when Crosby and Ovi retire, especially when Ovi beats the record, I think those guys in the next 10, 15 years for collectors are going to do the same for, like, Hasselhoff's going to want a Crosby auto. Me or you want a Gretzky auto.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Was
there a specific talk at the conference about Ovi and the record, and like that there's like a plan for that?
I would just say that Upper Deck's very aware that Ovi's going to potentially beat the record.
Be weird if they weren't.
So,
do they have
I would say,
do they have a good relationship with the NHLPA where they can nurture these types of
unbelievable? The NHLPA and the PA and the ladies PA and Upper Deck, the relationship is so good. So good.
What a good
brand
cross for the jersey.
Right, huge.
Right? Like,
think about the cup, Phil. Like you'll never see like the cup. It's got to be the cup. Or the NHL, you can't have a product that's higher end than the cup.
No.
Really quickly, because this is a hockey card show and a hockey show, the PWHL is going to be fire. Don't sleep on it. First edition. I think a lot of people are sleeping on it. These ladies are tearing it up. The stadiums are sold out. More people are watching PWHL than MLS. I just think you don't sleep on it. It's going to be pretty exciting. And I know that. I think
that the league champions are Minnesota.
Yeah. That's right.
I can't remember the name of the cup, but yeah, we won.
Or the players.
So I think when this show hits, Synergy already came out. So there's Synergy, but PWHL, I think it's next week or the week after. I have to check. I saw 3 checklists today. There's a few new releases coming out in the next couple of weeks for sure.
What's the starting point on that, Johnny? Couple hundred or
Synergy?
No, for the PWHL.
You know what, Phil? Oh, I should know. I don't even know because we just put it for free. I'll tell you right now.
Phil.
Yeah, it should be flagship price, right? Flagship price, 140.
I am going to tell you.
Yeah, I'm curious.
1 second.
I'm excited for Synergy, Johnny. Have you seen some of the cards?
Really?
Oh,
so Synergy. No, it's my screen. Sorry, Phil.
Okay.
Synergy, whatever we did earlier when I came into StreamYard from the desktop, it's still not working.
Oh, boy.
Schuzel.
Synergy looks really good,
wait.
man. Well,
I can't get here. I can go to the back end. Synergy is a cool product because it's got so much nifty stuff in it. Like the inserts and everything else are just so cool. I like it, and the price point's generally pretty good too. Hold on, I'm gonna get you PWHL. I just have to go on my back end because this screen to my right remember in the middle of the night when we were kids, the fuzzy screen? Somehow I got fuzzy screen. PWHL. There we go.
Phil, that stands for Professional Women's Hockey League. In case you didn't know.
I if I thought about it, Josh would have figured it out.
I think it'll be probably in the 135 to 150 range.
Okay, good, appropriate.
Yeah.
Oh, that's a good way to get girls into hockey cards because we want a girl on our podcast. So maybe I'll buy
50 card. This product, collect the first PWHL Upper Deck flagship. With this product, there is a base set of 50 cards. The first ever PWHL Young Guns 20 cards, 70 card set. They will have deluxe exclusives and high gloss. and numbered and 101s. Boom. Box break on average, 3 Young Guns, 2 Dazzlers, 2 Portraits, 1 Young Guns Outburst Parallel. Bang.
Oh,
There you
okay.
go. We'll have it available for pre-order by the weekend, and I think
Would
it
it be-
releases in a couple weeks.
Would it be the Young Gun in French would be un louve? Isn't that a female wolf?
I don't think there's going to be any more. You got the acetate for that, but that was another big point of topic at the event. We talked a lot about PWHL and how exciting that league is. So yeah, Phil, the relationship that Upper Deck has with both the NHL and the PA is exceptional.
Awesome.
They're there. They talk at the event. They're available for the whole time to talk to people. Upper Deck as part of. So here's a good one that the other manufacturers don't have to do or don't whatever. Upper Deck is present at every single NHL event. So the Combine, the Draft, the All-Star Weekend, the Winter Classic, and Upper Deck has an amazing activation at these events. So they're really going out of their way to try and bring more and more collectors into the hobby.
Will they be there? Four Nations Cup? Do they have access to that? Or that's
That I don't. You know what? I don't know that. I don't know that one.
curious.
So
I'm
and before you,
interested. I'm moderately interested in that, so it's okay.
yeah, no, I don't know.
All right, well, that is good info on the conference. I do want to spend some time though talking about Mintink. Of course, got to do that, right? Got to do
You guys
that.
are closed today, eh?
No, we're back open. We only close for inventory one day. I close like 3 days a year. The day, I guess it's 4. The day after Toronto Expo.
Yeah.
Christmas Day. And 1 day for inventory because we do it in the night and over the weekend. I would like just not ever want to close. I would like to see, and you're going to see it. It's going to happen before the end. It's going to, well, we're pretty close. The office opens at 8 and the streams in the store like will end by midnight. So we're close. We've done a 24-hour stream twice. We'll be 24/7. We'll be 20. Yeah, we'll be 24/7 by the end of the year.
Good for you, man.
What's the big initiative for Mintink this year? What do you hope to accomplish?
Let's see. We're going to drop these rope hats are going to come very limited. Have a whole new merch line coming. Honestly, we have so much planned for this year. I was talking to my leadership team today, and I kind of sent them spiraling. We've got I'm bringing in a few more product lines, some new stuff. Legos coming to Mintink. Saturday morning cartoons is coming to Mintink. We're really obviously ramping up Upper Deck. Very excited. Hockey breaks. We're going to be back there very soon. Wow, we're scaling up our eBay. We've partnered with some great people like Slab Sharks on the consignment side, but we do Freddie's buying daily. Freddie and Aton spend the money every day. We have buying events, all this stuff. So we turn over a ton. Hundreds of slabs are featured weekly. So our Monday night featured auctions, our own inventory is quite substantial. There's always lots of great deals there. We're going to crank that way up. And just a lot more in the live event side of things. And you might see us spread our wings a little bit, maybe outside of the GTA. Who knows?
Ooh.
Okay.
Hey,
We should mention too that like if you're interested in selling your stuff to Mintink, that you guys do buy stuff, that you can make appointments on your website to do that. You guys have specific times.
Yeah, if you're not local, there's a portal there. You can throw it in there. Team will get back to you. All that kind of great stuff. And you know, FedEx is awesome. It goes everywhere. So we buy stuff whether it's local, walk-in, whatever you need. And then of course the live stream is really, you're going to see us really ramp that back up. There was a point in time where we were live 12 hours a day, 7 days a week. We're gonna get back there.
How did
you guys also have a trade night on Friday too, right?
So we upped the trade nights to twice a month, and we upped our kids collector days to twice a month this year. So we've got, between our own internal events and external events, I think it's like 70 events this year. Between all the local trade shows. Yeah, we're a growing team. We're over 20 staff now. I wouldn't be surprised if that's double by the end of the year. My mandate, as you know, is to create the ultimate hobby experience in Canada. Everything we do, we go all in every day. We put it out there. It's for the greater good of the hobby. I spend so much money marketing. The ads go all over. If somebody in Ottawa sees the ad and they're not in Ontario, they're walking in out of the box. I love that. I don't care. It's just good for the hobby. I want I want that camaraderie. I want that synergistic approach to continue to come to fruition. The more, and that's where great things like this conference really, because there's people I'm sure that don't get along, and then they meet each other and like, why don't I like you, or why don't we talk, or why don't we hear like, who friggin' knows? Like it's like when you're dating, when you're 14, 15, oh, you send a note in class or something. Well, note in class now it's like all about Snapchat, but you get it. So I think that that's what we're about, just the ultimate experience. So we're just gonna double down on that, and you're gonna see the last 5 years were such a fun ride. Never had so much fun in my 25 plus year professional career, and whether it's been working for corporate or my own businesses, and there's days that are tough and all that kind of stuff, but man, it's fun. And I love excuse me, wow, I love the people because they're so like-minded. That's a great thing I love about the community. So short answer, Mintink is committed. My mandate for Mintink is to just double down on the hobby experience in Canada. And I hope that everyone else in my shoes just does the same thing.
No, you are a force of nature in a good way and a positive for the hobby. And I think that, the hockey hobby in particular, can benefit from the type of innovation that Mintink is offering. And so we're very, pleased and happy to partner with you guys and to, do what we can to help spread the word.
You
And
guys
then,
do lots.
And obviously we're grateful for your support too, because that enables us to do what we do as well. So
Well, I appreciate you guys. I'm very Mintink is very particular. I stay in my lane. I'm very careful with who gets in the car with us on this journey. And I love the fact that you guys are in the limo. We get to ride together in the limo. So it's exciting to be a part of what you guys do. And Josh, you and I have had lots of great chats, and I'm really excited for what you guys have planned this year. And I'm excited for Expo to get you guys back down here again. And I'm excited to get on a Friday show with Phil and crack some slabs.
Anytime. There's always an open door policy for Johnny.
Let's do that. All right, buddy. We'll go rest your voice. Thank you for your time. We really appreciate it. And we'll
cheers,
chat
guys.
with you soon.
Yeah, take care, guys.
We're back. Johnny's a great guy. Good stuff. Man, he has energy. I want his energy just for a day. I think I would be very tired at the end of the day.
The lights in my office went woo, woo.
Yeah. And he's a fantastic person too. So that's
good human.
And he's
good
trying to push the hobby forward. I appreciate that so much. Phil, what were your, key takeaways from the conversation?
Johnny should be a politician. He tried to slip him up on a few things, but he wouldn't bite. So, but very grateful that Johnny did come on and demystified a lot of things that are happening in Orlando. He didn't mention, but he showed Josh and I some pictures of him in Hanna-Barbera Land on the little roller coasters. It was really cute. But I wish he would show those, but he didn't want us to. So it sounds like the hobby's in a good place. Sounds like he made the good conversations with some big boys, and his positivity is very addictive. And 2025, baby, it's going to be a good year. And I don't know why, but Johnny seems happy, so I guess we're going to be happy.
Yeah, boy, if you're a shop, you're pretty excited about non-hockey stuff right now too.
Yeah, he wanted to talk not about hockey. We tried not to let him. Sorry, hobby, but he got us a little bit. Yeah. It's like, DC, do you guys realize what DC? I'm like,
they should do some collabs, like a Fanimation with DC characters. And
do you imagine like Venom taking over oh no, that's Marvel. DC, who would I like? I don't know any anti-heroes in DC. I'm not a comic guy.
Yeah, not really a big one either. Okay, let's move on to our Fanatics Collect Weekly Preview. Of course, Fanatics is a Gongshow partner sponsor. We're grateful for their support of our show. Remember, the current Fanatics Collect Premier Auction is live, ends January 23rd, which is a Thursday evening. There's 7 monster hockey cards available in this month's premiere. You want to check them out at fanaticscollect.com. Don't sleep, Phil, on the Buy Now Marketplace. You get thousands of hockey cards, 24/7, 365. Phil, I mentioned this a few minutes ago. There's even a 1998 O-Pee-Chee Chrome Gretzky Blast from the Past PSA 10.
Yeah, I saw it.
The base, or it's Chrome. It's not refractor. I'm sorry, Chrome.
See, I always consider the base what's in the cardboard. I know it's a different set, but that's what I call base. Yeah.
Yeah, fair enough. I like
By the way, that card, it's funny. If you're on Facebook on the Wayne Gretzky page, every month, this poor bastard, whoever does it, it's like, hey, I got this Wayne Gretzky rookie card. Does it look real? And everyone's like, get out of here. It's fake, man. What do you know? It's fake. But it's just the base card from the cardboard from 98 plus from the past. So many people don't know. I know. And everyone's like, I'm like, it's actually not fake. It's a forget it. So I just stopped commenting. Like these poor people. I feel so bad for them because they get, Gretzky collector old farts. Oh my God, they get upset. So angry. Yeah.
We're here, though, to chat about the current weekly auction offering from Fanatics Collect. The three of us has each agreed to look through the auction and pick out our favorite both vintage and modern cards. And as the most masculine of the three of us, it's only right that I should go first.
Please.
With my favorite vintage card in this week's auction. It's true. But everyone
Most
watching
masculine.
everyone not watching is nodding their head in agreement, Phil. You just can't see it. So my vintage pick is a 1952 Parker Gordie Howe PSA 3, which stands for very good. This card is a Fanatics Eye Appeal top 15%. PSA 3 pop on the card is 63, so the top 15% will put in the top 9 or so copies in Fanatics Collect's estimation. So here we now have another low-grade second-year Gordie Howe with very nice eye appeal. The low-grade nice eye appeal has been very hot in the vintage circles of collecting lately, and I love it. I'm a big fan of this approach. Centering on the card is not perfect, but it's pretty good. Corners have wear pretty uniform again, so nothing super distracting from the enjoyment of the card here, in my opinion. The coloring is very nice on this card as well. I actually like the looks of this card better than his rookie in 1951, but I mean, all things being equal, I'd rather have his rookie if I can only have one. There is a little bit of a registration issue, but it's honestly not that bad. Overall, the image of Gordie looks mostly sharp. I would love to own this card. I think it's pretty awesome, and am in agreement with Fanatics that the card has really great eye appeal. Now, the last sale, the 1952 Parker's Gordie Howe PSA 3, was $1,116 US last December. All-time high for a PSA 3 is $1,219 US, which was in April of 2023. And I honestly wouldn't be shocked if this one sets a new all-time high. What's the current bid?
It better get some legs. Sitting at 190 US.
Sold. Buy it for that.
You like it, eh, Josh? You'd buy you want to get into vintage moving forward?
Kind of.
Yeah, eh? Me too. I know. Once you buy the first one, it's game on, right?
Yeah, and it's just,
that's the problem.
That's the problem.
Yeah, your eyes are just going to look for 52 Parkies everywhere. I like the 52 Parkies for being a card snob dimension guy. They're not bad. They're not bad.
Yeah, nice looking card. Baba Louie, what was your favorite vintage card this week?
Mine was a 1994 Donruss Elite Wayne Gretzky PSA 10 insert. Now, my first question for you guys on this one, it's out of 10,000. I mean, I know that's how we rolled back in the day. Many cards, high serial numbers, but to bug you now. Yeah. What do you think about that now? I got 5,822 out of 10,000.
Well, it never worked today.
Yeah, I don't. Maybe that was their way of testing out the market. It worked, and they just knew to do smaller print run, or not smaller print run, smaller numbered cards. And that was their little field test.
Sure.
We're dudes, man. We like numbered things. We like rare things and tangible things we can touch. I mean, we're
rare
not
numbers, rare numbers, shiny.
Rare numbers, shiny. Wayne Gretzky sold.
Love the cut on this card. Love Gretzky. Love the colors. One of my all-time favorites. All these Donruss Elite insert cards. Been my favorite forever. Could be something else I might start dabbling in again. Now that I've, kind of set a direction for my collection without buying everything, specific things. This would probably be one that I would chase down and try to get a handful of. Last sale of this card in a PSA 10 was on October 27th of 2024. Sold for $160. Currently sitting at $44.
Okay, so there's 10,000 that were produced.
Yep.
Did you look up the PSA 10 pop count by chance?
No, I did.
Because I did.
What?
Oh, I got it.
Oh,
Don't worry.
good.
Can I guess?
Yeah, that's what we're gonna do. We're gonna play a guess game.
Ooh,
180.
Louis,
57.
Louis' winner chicken dinner. There's 41 PSA 10s.
Oh,
Only 108 have been graded of the 10,000.
that's what I thought we were guessing on.
Stop. You stop it.
No, all right.
Take
whatever.
the L. Take the L, Phil.
I'll
Take-
take the L, but I'm
Yeah.
moving the goalposts.
That's kind of wild that the other thing I want to look at these cards, they are cool, but I am wondering like what I could send in the box with this stamp. It looks like a stamp, doesn't it?
Yeah, you're right. Looks like a stamp.
It's well photographed. Good props to the presentation. That's a very well photographed card. Yeah,
Okay.
Josh is proud of you.
Because it's an awesome looking card. That's why.
There you go.
All right, Phil.
Yes,
Philip.
I like
your
Philip.
pick.
You can call me Philip if you want. I like it. Feels
Philip?
very distinguished.
Philip.
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 All right. So my pick for this week, my vintage pick is a 1986 O-Pee-Chee, a real 1986 O-Pee-Chee Patrick Waugh rookie card. It's a PSA.
Sorry,
8.
what?
You heard me, little girl. So I love it when a very famous and popular card comes up in a PSA 8 or 9. Hear me out, hobby. Is it off center a little bit? Yeah. Is it have a bit of a tilt? Yes. Is this Patrick Waugh rookie card in very good condition overall? You better believe it is, in my opinion, of course. So once upon a time, I desperately wanted a PSA 10 of Patrick Waugh. That's $10,000, give or take $1,000. Okay, that's the price. A PSA 9 is about $1,000. You can even get them for maybe $800-900 at the expo, or if you're a savvy hunter on eBay or Kijiji or Facebook Marketplace. Isn't that insane though? 10x on the difference for a 9 to a 10. I'm here to tell you, good listener, they're not that far off. Some 9s should be 10s and some 10s should be 9s. And we all know that. I'm not going to get into that right now. So you buy the card and you don't buy the grade, okay? That's how I like to shop, and that's how I'd like to educate you to shop. So don't sleep on a lot of vintage cards, not necessarily PSA 8s or 9s. BGS 9s, 9.5s. They have great subgrades. You can, if you're not a big corner guy and they got kind of poopy corners, go for the card if everything else is high subs. So don't make the same mistake I did, holding out. This is a beautiful PSA 8. Would you crack this and get a 10? Probably not. The tilt's pretty strong on it, and I'd have to look at it a lot closer. But the great thing about Fanatics Collect is they give high in-depth scans, and you can go right to the website and take a look. And if this card suits your fancy, you should buy it because it's a Patrick Waugh rookie card. And if you're an O-Pee-Chee guy, you should. And the current bid is $110. It's probably not going to go for too much. It really isn't.
Last sale was December 22nd for $400.
Yeah, I would be surprised if it even comes close to that.
I got a question for you on these cards.
Okay, Louis, go ahead.
If you're not buying one graded, what kind of guarantee do you think you can give yourself that it's not undersized?
You can't. You can't. Yeah.
Yeah, this is a tough one to buy raw. Well, there's the whole reprint. You got to make sure that, like, remember when I thought I was getting a really great deal on one, and it was one of the 800 legitimate reprints. So I set an all-time sales record for a raw paper reprint, which is only something I would do.
So Louis, that is a good point. I'm strongly opinionated. I think this whole trimming thing is a way for a lot of us men to feel more serious about this. I do not feel trimming has been a massive practice over the last years. Has it been? Absolutely, of course. To the scale that the hobby thinks it is, not even close. And I know most people would disagree with me, and that's fine. I'm firm on that one.
And the only reason I bring it up is because maybe some people didn't hear it or not, though. But you sent some in, and one came back undersized. And
yeah,
you were like, what?
Yeah, and I can't wait to resend it in and get a 10 or a 9. Yeah, and I'll show the hypocrisy, and we'll repeat the circle again, and it'll be silly. But so that card I have was graded by BGS, and it was a 9.5, and I cracked that quite a few years ago. I also had a KSA 10, which I thought was excellent, and I cracked that, but that's by raw. That's what I have in my top loader binder. So the BGS, so the Patrick Waugh I sent to PSA Was graded by BVG. Apologies. It was a 9. I'm sorry. Was it a 9 or 9.5? I don't know. I can't remember. The point is they didn't say it was miscut. They didn't say it was miscut. Who cares if it was a 7? It doesn't matter. They didn't say it was miscut. There, I said it. I've been holding that in forever. But, that's okay. I'm sorry, Brad. I still love you.
It was a BGS 9.5. Wait, maybe it was a CGC 4.
No, it wasn't.
No,
it was
a PSA 3. No.
Look, man, a lot's happened. Like, I cracked that well before COVID, so I have no idea what that was. I don't remember. I think there's a video on it.
And I think you got to, now, Louis, back me up here. But I also got to put a little bit of graded. I've seen you crack cards. And
stop.
What was a BGS 9.5 could very easily be a PSA 6 by the time after you crack that thing.
It comes back. No, it's not miscut. It's just a PSA 3, kid. Like, what the heck, Oh, man. Yeah. No, so the miscut thing is just, to me, it's an old wives' tale. Like, just stop. You can count on one hand the same people that trimmed cards for 30 years. They didn't get their grubby little paws on everything, okay? Not even close. Not even close.
Does tilt bother you?
Yes.
Yeah.
Dramatically.
Yeah, it bothers me, but I'd rather... Corners are big for me. Corners and centering. Tilt, I'm a little more lenient on.
So poopy corners or tilt, which is worse in your estimation?
Poopy corners, unless they're consistently poopy. Same poop on all corners.
Should we talk to Brad about a new PSA qualifier, PC poopy corners?
Do you know how hard it was for me to not tell Brad that card was previously graded? You know how hard that is for me to not say that? Anyways.
Why wouldn't you tell him? I don't understand.
I present enough controversy and don't need more. All right, let's go.
All right. Oh yeah, we have a show here. We're on a modern now. Again, because I'm the most masculine. I pick first. 2005 SPF. Then
your toxic masculinity, Josh. I'm not allowed to be on here anymore. It eats itself, the logic, doesn't it?
Phil, go in your corner. 2005 SP Authentic Crosby Future Watch Auto Patch. Flop! Out of 100. BGS 910, which is a mint grade. Now, little estimation here. Flops and Premier RPAs, I think are some of my favorite, what I would call like second tier RPAs. Cup and the Exquisite RPAs are in a class of their own, but I'm a big fan of the flop cards. I really like this 05 design too. The patch is great on the card. It's got 3 colors and 4 breaks. Very, very nice patch. There's a little bit of a color match thing going on too, with the background's got like a gold brown that matches up, I think, very closely with the
sepia.
Gold.
I like sepia.
Sepia.
Yeah.
Sepia? Sepia? Yeah.
Sepia.
Sepia.
This is a color match. Now, Sid's Auto Perhuge looks amazing. And a BGS 9 grade for a thick card like this is indicative of a very good condition card. Not at all. I think that's about what 9.5s happen, but very, very rarely. The 2 biggest factors that I've found in a card like this that are going to affect the value are both the grade and the quality of the patch. And I think this one has both of those in good measure. So, like, as an example, a BGS 8.5 with a 1 color patch most recently sold at the end of December for under $5,000, like $4,886.
Wow.
All-time high is a PSA 9 with a ridiculous patch, even better one than this, as nice as this is. So the March 22 for $18,000 US. And I think like the current bid on this one's like $7,800, something like that, right, Louis? US
$7,750.
Yeah.
You don't see these cards for sale ever.
Mm-hmm.
Wow. Yeah.
So if you had 10K that you wanted to buy a card, like if I hand you 10K, and
it wouldn't be
buy a card. It wouldn't.
No.
Really?
No, I'd go for the Exquisite. Yeah.
I wouldn't buy this one.
You could get the Exquisite for 10K. You think?
A Crosby? Oh yeah, for sure. Yeah. Which one though? There's 2, right? One more recent, and I like actually that one better. But people love the first 2008, 2009, I believe it was in the basketball set, the Crosby, or was that the Gretzky and Lemieux in that? I get confused. I said it all properly in the video like 3 months ago.
You wouldn't buy the heater Shield 101 from the Cup?
Yeah. No, Tom has it. Tom Trash there. Yeah, we've been chatting the last couple of days. He has it, and of course he sends me a pic of it. Like, how not to be my friend, man? Come on.
Louis, I think that if maybe it'd be similar to me, but if somebody gave me 10 grand to buy a card, it'd probably take me 6 months to make my mind up.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
I agree.
Yeah, I probably would. I would one day I would be like, hey, I'm gonna sleep on it.
What do you think you would buy? Like what's your gut reaction, Phil?
I'd probably I don't know, man. I'd probably want to buy wax. I'm at a weird phase right now. 10 grand, I would finish the sets I want to finish. Yeah, I would. That's what I would do with 10 grand. I wouldn't buy one card unless you made me buy one.
You want to buy like 5,000 Pinto Young Guns, something like that?
No. I would finish my sets.
No, you have to buy one card. You have to buy one
The
card.
stipulation was one card, sir.
Okay, Louis, you pick, and then I can think.
I don't know what I would pick. I'd have to go research. I can't think that off the top of my head.
I know what I would buy. I would buy an O-Pee-Chee Gretzky rookie, PS8. Like a nice one.
Really?
Well, why is that so bad?
That's lame duck, man. That's silly. I would buy Wayne Gretzky. Oh no, that's too much money.
Oh, really?
Can I put it towards a card?
I'd go grab an OV Future Watch Auto right now or something like that.
You know the beautiful thing about you, Phil, and I honestly love this about you.
What?
You can ask you a simple question, and you'll never get that answer, but you'll get the answer to about 7 tangential questions around that, right?
But you're not answering my question. So can I add my own money to the 10K? Is that part of it? No. I'll get back to you tomorrow. Yeah.
You make up your mind, Louis?
Yeah, I'm sorry. You guys were talking, you didn't hear me. I said, you know what? I'd probably just go after something like a OV Future Watch Auto or something like that. Because
it's simple, eh?
Yeah, that'd be a good one. I like that.
It's highly liquid.
Liquid,
yeah.
as the kids like to say. All right, Baba Louie, what's your
Speaking of OV, I love this card. This is so sick.
Nice,
it's a
good
2009 O-Pee-Chee Rainbow OV PSA 10 Gem Mint. Now, yeah, these, for whatever reason, these O-Pee-Chee cards do look busy, but I think it works. They look absolutely awesome. The rainbow gives it that extra flare look. I don't have any. I've seen them in hand. They look awesome. There's 600 cards in the rainbow set. There are 800 total cards in this 910 O-Pee-Chee set. They do something different with cards 601 through 800. It didn't make sense to me, so I just kind of left it out so I didn't sound dumber than I am.
Mom always said, I don't know.
Right? But
that was good though.
Pack odds to pull a rainbow though was 1 in 4 packs. This blew me away. This card has been graded by PSA 10 times.
9 times.
All
7 years.
10 submissions got 10s.
Oh, come on.
Wow.
Yeah, I had to double and kind of triple check that I wasn't losing my mind. But
It's a good print year. What can I say?
10 for 10. The other nuts thing, the last 3 sales of this card have all been in the Fanatics Weekly Auction.
Wow.
Collusion? I'm joking. Come on, we can make jokes.
Last sale of this card was on January 12th in the Fanatics Weekly. For what kind of surprised me, $34.80.
You're gonna go after this one, Louis?
Well, maybe I'll dabble. Yeah, current bid's at $9 right now. It's so awesome. I love when a good color card can match jersey, all that stuff, and it looks right, like it's supposed to be like that. Oh man, sign me up.
Okay, Bill, you got the last one, the last modern card. Don't screw it up.
I know. I'm so good at it, though. All right, you bunch of degenerates. My card for my modern, are we doing modern? Yeah. My pick is 2015, also known as, I didn't know this card existed, 2015 Upper Deck Employee Exclusive, and I know they're Employee Exclusive Connor McDavid. So that's his rookie year.
Oh, God.
I'm not crying. I want this card. So I'm all over this card. I might even actually bid on it because I already have 2 McDavids sitting at the Fanatics Collect website
At the what?
Vault thing.
Are we doing? Is this Fanatics, right?
Oh, for God's sake!
Yeah, it's not eBay. It's Fanatics. Yeah. So they bought PWCC, and Maya bought 2 cards off PWCC, and I put it in their vault. So it's in the Fanatics Collect vault, right?
Yeah. Well, welcome
Yes,
to the
so-
show. You've been here
Okay,
6
yeah.
months, but
Okay, listen, don't distract me. So I'm all over this card. I might even actually bid on it. I had no idea employee exclusive cards applied to non-metal cards, because the only ones I know of the employee exclusive cards are those purple 190 out of 199 metal cards that no one really seems to buy. So I don't know. I love cardboard. I'm not sure if this is a shiny card. It's got a very O-Pee-Chee platinum look to it, but I
it's
don't
got like a
think
golden treasures look to it. Like the
well, I
that
think Golden
brush
Treasures
kind
has an old O-Pee-Chee platinum look.
well,
I think it's
golden
got more of a
treasures is
stature. It's got more of a stature look to it.
Golden Treasures is originally from Platinum, but they threw it in
Yeah.
Allure lately, right? Or Ice. What they
I think we
throw
just
it in?
confused the whole hobby. Yeah,
Yeah,
Golden Treasures is the 101 parallel for both Platinum and Allure. Yeah.
Allure, there it is. Thank you. Yeah, I don't know why it's in Allure, because I always thought it's in Platinum. But I'm a huge fan of old school O-Pee-Chee Platinum, or if you're Josh, Golden Treasure design. So this really hit me in the fields. Feels green.
Fields.
Green, sepia, and a bright Oilers jersey on one of the greatest NHL players of all time. What's there not to like here? I also love what's written on the back of the card, and I will dictate it verbatim. It is with great appreciation and gratitude that we present you with this employee exclusive card. Isn't that great?
Nice.
Oh, I think that's so good. It's very it feels nice. It's got a great comfy cozy feel to it. There's no number on the card, so Oh, Kobe, stop. So there's no number on the card, but that doesn't matter to me. And so I did a quick search about this, and basketball also has this for LeBron James. I'm the main character, James. And the real greatest basketball player of all time, Michael Jordan, also has this card. And that's from the 2016, 2017 with the exact same design. And it's really cool. The Jordan card is sick because he's in his North Carolina Tar Heels uni. It's a really cool card. I'm not.
Hey, Johnny, we're talking about hockey here.
Yeah. Sorry. Okay, current bid is $260.
Nice.
Don't bid on it. I want it.
Show is.
All right. Personal pickups time. Phil, anything?
No.
No. Oh,
Yeah, he
I
saves
gotta,
them all for
I gotta
bonus as
save
well.
it for my.
Okay,
my
fine. I'll show
show.
one. I'll show one. I got a.
Thank
You want me to show one? I didn't send you a picture, Louis.
It's fine.
I'll even take it out. I got a Ron Hextall Team Canada Masters.
That's cool.
Yeah, I don't know
from
why
the
it's not
cup?
No, it's Team Masters. Watch, I'll start up my face. It'll stay focused. Okay, my webcam sucks. No, it's from a $3,000 case in 2014 called Team Canada Master Collection. You remember we saw that Bobby Orr, Wayne Gretzky with the gold auto and the red card? It's from that set.
Oh, nice.
Oh.
Okay.
Yeah, very nice. Yeah, I'm into it now.
Louis, what did you get?
Oh, I couldn't hold off very long after we were talking about them last week. So went and grabbed a 99 2000 Upper Deck holographics, Mike Modano. Awesome. Insert parallel, whatever you want to call
Sweet.
it.
Yeah. Look, these are sweet. I love these.
Yeah.
Very, very cool. And you listened to his Spit Chicklets interview, right?
Sure did.
Yeah, I said sorry, Louis. I was like, oh my God, I gotta tell Louis.
No.
He's a handsome guy, eh? What a
Hey, I didn't
stud.
even put the right picture in there.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's not the awesome, but
It sure isn't awesome. But it's
All right.
awesome. Let me tell you.
I had 2 pickups. The first is a 2023 Metal Universe Wayne Gretzky Soul of the Game, the gold parallel out of 99. Got this via a trade on my card post, which was and still is awesome. Love that site. Very, very stoked about this card. Traded a Bedsy rookie I wasn't really in love with for it. And so
What Bedsy rookie? What'd you have?
it was out of 99. It was one of the like rookie debut.
Oh, way in the beginning. Where
Yeah.
this,
Kind of thing.
Did you pull it? You must have.
I pulled it on E-Pack, whatever that means.
You what? You did an E-Pack? You didn't tell me that.
Yeah, I don't have to tell you everything.
Oh,
not my
you
contract.
want me to tell you everything? You always get, oh, Phil, you're so secretive. And here we
Everything
are.
you say is weird.
Here
and
we
fun.
are, Mr. Madigan.
almost 2 years ago when you pulled that.
And these are, I should have sold it way back when, but I was dumb. And have the equipment. I just really like this card. It's very cool in
dummy.
hand. What did you say?
I said, you big dummy.
And then, just to participate, have a little fun today, I had to get a 1998 O-Pee-Chee Chrome Blast from the Past Refractor.
Nice.
Red Hole.
I have some extra. I have some doubles that'll make the way to the expo. You can go in your top loader binder. Mm-hmm.
Can't wait to see it.
Well, I have a Stan Mikita I just pulled, didn't I? Oh, wait, I think I pulled the Brett Hull. You shouldn't have bought this. I would have given it to you.
Okay.
I pulled it in the box. Sell it.
What's in the box? Well, it hasn't come yet. It's coming from Canada. So
it's the O-Pee-Chee version. I'll just write it in.
Well, what are we doing? Okay, we're done. If you like the episode, please leave a rating and review on Apple, Spotify, whatever podcast app you listen to us on. If you love the show, you want to support us, you want to chat with us every day on the Hockey Cards Gongshow Discord server, please consider a $5 a month donation. Join our $2.99 support level tier on Patreon. Link is in the show description in both Instagram, TikTok profiles. It's in the description of both YouTube and podcast apps. And then you go to our website, hockeycardsgongshow.com, click on the Become a Patron link, or go to Patreon directly, patreon.com. Search for Hockey Cards Gong Show. We are on social media. We're on Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, Twitter, and YouTube. And boys, the Hockey Cards Gong Show podcast is a production of Dollar Box Ventures LLC. Louis, take us out.
Bye.
It's the Gong Show, we're dropping the facts. Hockey cards on fire, no holding us back. Josh looking sharp, the face of the scene. Feeling pork chop pants, rocking it clean. Baba Louie in the booth, he's the man with the plan. The best producer in all the land. Gong Show Nation, let's hit the flow. It's the Hockey Cards Gong Show, let's go, let's go. Wanna say the Mintink Show.